And I mean just that. Be sure to hit the like, share this content, let that friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. The name is Law Nation Sports. Let's continue to grind and shine, baby. Yup, let's get it. One thing we all adore, something worth dying for. There's nothing but pain stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. Let's get it. All right.
What more do you want from me?
Yo, come on. They really say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a thief? They stealing all of our guys, man. Come on. Let's get it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on. Fortune and fame. Yo, come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Riggs! Riggs! I'm getting too old for this, Riggs! All right. Appreciate everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Now, there are other rumors out there, and let me just go into the rumor mill and talk about this. I've seen some people posting that in the chat area. Salute to y'all. The other side of this rumor is that Mike McCarthy is on a lame duck season, right? Meaning that they don't have everything on the table for Mike McCarthy. So if he don't start off fast, or if they do decide to get rid of him at the end of the season and not renew his contract, that these are the things that I heard a little birdie been whispering, that they might elevate my guy, Jason Witten, from the college ranks or whatever high school he's at, wherever he's at high school, right? And make him your head coach, right? And then you will bring in Bill Belichick. Those have been the whispers, man. And one thing I'm going to tell y'all, Jerry Jones don't hold back nothing. I told y'all before, and none of y'all listen, but Jerry Jones and John Stephen Jones, which is Jerry Jones' son, they compete against each other. They had at least the two of those guys were on the radio station or also at the Senior Bowl, wherever they at. They had at least 20 to 30-minute conversational pieces. All of the 31 other teams, they don't have father and son talking right now. They thinking about going into the resources or researching on who and what they can bring to the team to make them better. But that's the news out there as far as the rumor part of it. And yes, JD from D.C., he says, at this rate, Mike McCarthy will be the head coach of the Giants in 2025. Riggs! I can't take this no more, Riggs. If you really contextualize it, JD, all of the people that's in the NFC, they want to be Cowboys. Oh, they want to be Cowboys. And it's a proven situation. Let that AI speak on it before I get into it. Boy, let that AI speak on it, baby.
JD from DC, $10. At this rate, Mike McCarthy will be the head coach of the Giants in 2025.
Hey.
LOL.
He ain't lying.
But let me say this. When we got rid of Jason Garrett, who picked up him? Who picked him up? Who said, hey, we would love to just be 8-8? Let us be 8-8. Let us be 8-8. Where did Jason Garrett went to? Y'all help a brother out. Y'all HBO a brother. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother out. Where did he go to? Oh, the G-Man. Yeah. And now you seeing the Eagles, they got Kellen Moore. But all Kellen Moore tenure been here, the Eagles been bashing them, right? And of course, we didn't tell everybody the truth about, Kellen Moore. But now, look where Kellen Moore is at. And now look at Dan Quinn. Oh, my goodness, man. I can't make this stuff up. So all of them, they really want to be Cowboys, right? So I'm telling y'all right now, on the open market, if Dak Prescott was ever available, I guarantee you the Giants would have been in on that. They let me get in on Dak. I guarantee you the Washington team would have been on Dak. Oh, I guarantee you the Fly Eagles Fly, cry and cry and cry, by and by, would have been all over Dak Prescott. Y'all think I'm crazy, but I'm telling y'all the truth right now. Oh, I'm telling y'all the truth. And shout out to you, Marcus. He says, bye, Al Harris. He's crying.
He ain't lying.
Here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to break this down. A lot of people are really talking about Al Harris and these sorts of things, and I really think that Al Harris is a real good interpersonal, personal person, and he gravitates to these DBs out here, and he's a guy that hold the DBs accountable. But I'm going to tell y'all, the whole notion that he was doing it all, y'all got to pay attention to Joe Whitt Jr. If you follow that man's resume, everywhere he's been, they've been on the top end of turnovers, forcing the takeaways, getting the DB's heads around to the ball, pause if necessary, so that they can pick it off. And those are things that when we look at Joe Whitt Jr., everywhere he's been the turnover machine. And if you look at Dan Quinn, everywhere he's not been that dude. And on top of that, if you look at, and I get a lot of people say Dan Quinn, the architect of the Legion of Boom, it wasn't even him dead. Dan Quinn been getting some credit, man. Now, granted, I'm not finna take a dump on Dan Quinn because ever since he been here, we won 12 or more games. Let me repeat. Ever since he's been here, we won 12 or more games. 12 or more games. And we all like that. The truth and the reality of it, ladies and gentlemen, is that Dan Quinn was better than Mike Nolan. There's nobody that can out-debate that part of it. That Dan Quinn was better than Mike Nolan. Right. And on top of that, for extra spices and sugar and whipped cream or whatever you want to put the cherry on the top, Dan Quinn is a whole lot better than Rob Marinelli. Those are facts, right? Two things can be true. But dog it, Dan Quinn is also stubborn as a mule. Come on, man. Look, you got a guy that's 205 pounds by the end of the third quarter. He probably 204, 203. And he's out there as your linebacker. And you got quality kinds of caliber of size on the bench. And you not subbing them in? Come on. Come on, man. Where Boosie at when you need him? Boosie. I ain't gonna play TD, but I'm gonna play some Boosie right here. Where Boosie at? Come on.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yes, indeed. And when you start to really dive deep into it, you dive deep into what the LOB had during the Seattle Seahawks time. They had some linebackers, baby. They had some linebackers. Bruce Irvin, he's no one to sneeze at. Oh, Bobby, he was no one to sneeze at. Wagner, by the way. What's the other smooth that was right by him? Smith. Is it Malcolm Smith? They had linebackers out there, and I'm missing out, and I'm leaving out someone else's name is at the tip of my tongue. But they had linebackers. They didn't have people that's 205, or they didn't have a weak side linebacker playing as Mike, right? And they had up front Big Maybane. Shoo. Cliff Averill. KJ Wright, that's the other kid that I'm leaving out. Yeah, KJ Wright was nobody to sneeze at. Ain't that right, Jay Lombardi? Shoo, they had linebackers. They had linebackers.
Damn.
They had linebackers, so people fail to realize that They didn't have people my size, 205 out there, man, running around trying to hit something. You know, shoot, I can probably hit you one good time, and then I'm out. I'm sitting here saying, hey, man, where the ice packs at, man? Come on, man. You know, hey, yeah, Cliff Averill and Cam Chancellor. You just keep naming the names. So, and here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to bash Dan Quinn, because everywhere he goes his first year, he's going to be spectacular. Oh, yes, he's going to be spectacular. Michael Bennett, them boys. Yes, indeed. So, granted, people are whining and crying about the Cowboys defense, and the problem with the Cowboys defense was nothing wrong with the defense. It was personnel issues. And we clearly can see with our natural eyes that Dan Quinn checked out in the doggone playoffs. There's no way on life. That's what they say, on my mama, on my hood. There ain't no way that he sat down and said, all right, this is going to be the game plan on how to beat the Green Bay Packers. We even had Parsons just the other day on the Bleacher Report lamented the same fact that, hey, I'm willing to play anywhere and everywhere. I can't call my own packages, though. So it is what it is. And I get it. Yeah, Maybane was them boys. Yeah, CB. Yeah, man, we need us some Maybane, dog. I hope we get Smooth from the Longhorns. What's his name? Big boy. Down inside. I know a lot of people say, man, hey, man, we can't go big boy 2 times in a row. Shoot. BPA, if he's the best player available. What's his name from the Longhorns? Hook him. I did a whole research on him, man. Sweat. Yeah, Sweat. Shoot. Tivondre Sweat. Yeah, we get somebody like that. Shoot. Look, I know Big Gabe James last night and Jay Tuck and Candy Steele, she got the spoon with me. We're going to stir this Kool-Aid just a little bit. But they got to pour it first. And I know my guy, Boss Cowboy Sports, he may be in the middle place right now with it. A lot of you guys think that it's no light, it's no daylight, it's no future with this team. But what I'm trying to tell y'all right now is that we don't need to move everything, earth and heaven and all of this stuff to get back to the playoffs. We are a playoff team. We just need a few pieces on personnel. A few pieces. And I get it, man. We got our ASS drug against the Green Bay Packers. Truth be told, Green Bay Packers did the same thing to the 49ers. They kicker just couldn't kick. Let that sink in. They really had my brother sweating. Go back and watch how Green Bay Packers played the Niners. But that's swept under the rug now because they lost to them. That's swept under the rug because they lost to them. But what we need is a few pieces, baby. And I'm telling y'all, we get a thumper, a linebacker that you got to pay a toll price to catch a ball across the middle. Now, that take a third of the playbooks away. When they come across that middle, you got you a thug that can hit something, thud something. Man, it would change the complexity of anything. And on top of that, if Parsons want to be a edge rusher, I know they talk about this fancy little term, a rushing linebacker and all of that, but if Parsons want to be an edge rusher, let's not paint the picture that it's only going to have to be on Parsons. Let's go find us another dog somewhere we can put on this team that we can play off of, and man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. And on the offensive side of the coin, y'all hear me out. Put that butter knife down. I'm seeing y'all trying to shank me with it. You know, y'all don't like the optimism part of it. And I'm going to get back to Joe Whitt Jr., and we're going to talk about Dan Quinn and his departure and all of this stuff. But on the offensive side of it, hey, I'm agreeing with my guy. I agree with my guy. Let me see if I can pull that audio right quick. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me and I'm going to see if I can pull this audio. Because if we just do a few little things, man, we'd be all right. We'll be all right, man. I'm still pissed off and angry and upset. Yes, that's not going to go away. I feel like we supposed to be playing next week in the Super Bowl. I know that we have the capabilities to do such. But if you refuse to just make the small, it's the little things, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to take and be mindful of. But give me 1 second here. I'm building the plane while we fly, baby, because I want to play this audio real quickly. If I can find this piece right here. All right. That works. That power works still. Okay, let me go. Boom.
They have to extend Dak Prescott. He's got 1 year left on his deal, and you can't franchise tag him. So the only way you can keep him is to extend him. You can't really build around him for this one all-in year because he's $59 million and change on the cap. You got to lower that number, and the only way to lower the number is to extend him. And he's worth it. Here's what I think he needs to do. And you have to extend Dak in order to have the room to do it. And I think this answers a lot of problems. You want to go all in, go.
I know people right now, they moving furniture. They mad, they angry. They sitting there saying,
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I know some people right now pissed off at what Rich Eisen is saying. But before I hit play, up until this point, if you agree with Rich, put RICH in the chat. I agree with Rich. If you disagree, just say no or something. No. Just put no, and there'll be a quick way to identify those who agree and those who don't agree. But if you agree with Rich, put Rich in there. I'm rich, I ain't broke no more, but I will still chop you up to the poor. About the cream like the s'more. So come on, baby. little Weezy in the house. All right, no. I got G, no. Ooh. Baby. Everybody agreeing with Rich. Rich, hey. You know, Rich. So most of y'all look at it like this. I absolutely get it. Dak Prescott may not be who you guys want. I know a lot of people would love to have Pat Mahomes. Everybody would love to have Pat Mahomes. That's why there's only one of them, right? Everybody would love to have Pat Mahomes, but there's only one Pat Mahomes. One Andy Reid. Pat Mahomes would not be Pat Mahomes without Andy Reid, by the way. And on how their team is structured. Law, do you have any rebuttal to what you just said? The two teams that's in the Super Bowl right now, if you're playing on defense, and I'm not even talking about the quarterbacks, I'm just saying if you're a defense, would you give a light box to Pacheco? However you say that man's name. Would the 49ers give a light box to Pacheco? That's how you say that man's name, I believe. Would you line up a light box to him? Let me know in the chat. Would you line up in a light box to that guy? And how do he run against those light boxes? I just need to know. I want to know. I need to know. I got to know. No, from Etta. Shoot. Yeah, Pacheco. Yeah, Pacheco. I said Pacheco's, pistachios and them. Yeah, you better not. Because what number 10 would do to you? He will capitalize. Okay. And on top of that, Pat will kill you. He will take advantages of the situation. All right, so that's on one end. And everybody in the chat will already agree. If you said no to that and you already have the connotations and the notions of your mind, soul, and sinew that Pat Mahomes is a whole lot better than Dak, why he get a chance to have a better weapon than Dak? Huh? Why he get a chance to have a better coach and beyond and play calling and designs and these sorts of things? And on top of that, hey, why he getting all of the riches? He got Taylor Swift up inside the press box, too. I'm saying, where's our help at? You know he finna get some help off of that. That's a whole nother conspiracy talk a little later on down the line. But over there to the 49ers sides of things, would you in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, give a light box to CMC? Would you do that? Would you say, hey, I don't care if CMC run? Is CMC a threat? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Yes or no? Yes or no? Is CMC a threat? Now, here's the 1 million turn of events question. And I know everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie climbing out of the grave would say, hey, man, you know, it's our O-line, man, our O-line, our scheme, and blah, blah, blah. At the start of the year, everybody would still take the Cowboys' O-line collectively over the 49ers. They only had one man, Trent Williams. I digress. But when people started talking about O-line, they act like LaDainian Tomlinson, hey, he had to have the world in order for him to run. They acting like Adrian Peterson, he must have had a crazy great offensive line. No, those boys didn't have great offensive linemen. But the Cowboys, in order for us to run, we got to have everybody Hall of Fame on the offensive line. Let me ask y'all, did the people fear Tony Pollard all year long? Did they fear him? Did they say, hey, man, woo, we got to worry about that dude right there that wore that 2-0 on his shirt? No, we got to worry about him. Yeah, and Pacheco was a 7th round running back. Yeah. Name me the team that feared Tony Pollard. I'm waiting. And I'm not saying that teams didn't fear Pacheco, but they damn near paid attention to it because they said, ooh, Lightbox, that dude run like he's on fire. Oh, my gosh. You know, there was multitudes of games that Pacheco gashed and burned, and they said, you know what, hey, we're going to have to do something differently, man. And CMC, that's a whole nother conversation. I feel like a fool when I said that, yeah, Tony Pollard can bring you just as much damage as CMC. Boy, I feel crazy every day of when I said that. Just burn those tapes, you know what I'm saying? Nobody feared to run. And if they did, if the Cowboys did run on us, and look, I would tell y'all this. And put that butter knife down. Don't shank me with it. Don't shank. Put that butter knife down. Put it down. They stopped fearing to run since 2018-19 season. They literally stopped. When all we had was Zeke, we was 3-5. They were like, man, we can still slow that down. That was Zeke's 3rd year in the season, in the league. They stopped fearing to run because they played on the tendencies. For once, I'm going to tell y'all this. The Cowboys' run design just been trash and bland since old boy left and went to the Browns. I forgot his name. He's I think Callahan or whatever his name is. But back to the whole conversational piece. Let's play the rest of this tape. Let's play the rest of the tape. Now, granted, we still was able to get 1,000 yards or what have you, or 1,200 yards or what have you, etc. But it wasn't really fear. And that's when I was banging on the table. That's when we were collectively banging on the table saying that, hey, we need a split back situation. Tony Pollard plus Zeke. Zeke plus Tony Pollard. Then here's the craziest thing. We got rid of Zeke. Granted, his price tag was really high. And on top of that, you was put down into a squeezable moment of $10 million of Tony Pollard because you were scared and didn't want to see life without any running back because you love your guys. So you franchise tag Tony Pollard with the expectations of him coming off of an injury to be the same that he was. When you franchise tag someone, you want them to play either the same that they did the previous year or better, not nothing less. And the Cowboys did that move extremely wrong. Extremely wrong. Extremely wrong. But let's listen to Rich, man. If we want to listen to Rich, I'm going to rewind. I'm going to even rewind for those who just not tuned in to it.
Sign Derrick Henry. Go get him. Put the star on the side of his helmet, because that's what they have to extend Dak Prescott. He's got 1 year left on his deal, and you can't franchise tag him. So the only way you can keep him is to extend him. You can't really build around him for this one all-in year because he's $59 million and change on the cap. You got to lower that number, and the only way to lower the number is to extend him, and he's worth it. Here's what I think he needs to do. And you have to extend Dak in order to have the room to do it. And I think this answers a lot of problems. You want to go all in, go sign Derrick Henry. Go get him. Put the star on the side of his helmet, because that's what they're missing. They're missing somebody to take the damn pressure off the quarterback. To help out Dak is to give him fewer throws that he has to make. Go all in and get some other guys. Go get DeAndre Hopkins. Go all in now. Get guys who are hungry for
He said go get guys who's hungry.
Title, and they may be longer in the tooth, but go get them.
All right. The arguments. The arguments always go this way. Law. But Derrick Henry is washed, man. You know, hey, I don't care if you get Saquon Barkley. We need some help, man. We do. We do. But at the end of the day, y'all gonna argue with me and say, yeah, Derrick Henry washed, man. You know, he didn't do X, Y, and Z things. Let me pull this up right quick. And y'all just listen to me right quick. And I know some people don't want to listen. Out of 252 carries, my guy Tony Pollard did excel. He got 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. He averaged 4 carries, 4 yards per carry. Explosive plays, 21. Forced missed tackles, 46. 3 fumbles, costly fumbles too, by the way, but that's a whole nother conversation. With that being said, he had 6 rushing touchdowns. 6 of them. All right? So when we start talking about Derrick Henry, let's pull him up. And I get it. And most other people will say, hey, man, he's washed. He had all of those carries, 280 carries. He led the league or what have you in carries. Oh, he had 1,167 yards. He had 12 touchdowns, 4.2 yards per total. And on top of that, he had 57 forced missed tackles, 0 fumbles. That go hard in the paint for me, baby. I don't care what nobody say. But I would tell you this. For those who are listening, who was the doggone quarterback for Tennessee? Who was the other wide receivers out there for Tennessee outside of DeAndre Hopkins, by the way? What kind of boxes was he looking at? Were they loading the boxes? This was a loaded box. Nobody played with a light box with Derrick Henry. And he was able to get you 4.2 from a loaded box standpoint. And he gave you 12 touchdowns. Let me see how many he had collectively. He could have had a little receiving touchdown here and there. No, he didn't have no receiving touchdown. He's not a receiving guy. But what I'm trying to do ultimately is with him is what I'm trying to do is pair him. I'm trying to pair him up with Tony. If Tony want to come back for some a ham sandwich and some French fries, look, let's bring him back for that. I mean, receiving touchdown. He had no receiving touchdown. Just make it sure. So he had 6 total touchdowns, and my guy had 12. Look, I get it. I get it. Give me those washed up numbers if the price is right. Derrick Henry, at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to my conversation that I said before I played that Rich Eisen clip. Do teams fear Derrick Henry? You give me a yes or no. You give me a yes. If you put no in there, hey, I feel you. I feel you. Then I hope and I pray that if teams don't fear him, we scoop him up and they give us those light packages, and all we gonna see is him running down the field stiff arming folks. He will have, if he had 12 touchdowns for Tennessee, I'm quite sure he can give us 18 to 20 touchdowns. Look, at the end of the day, I guarantee you those little too high safeties, they're gonna have to bring that safety down inside the box. Now you got a single high. It's gonna open up everything for the wide receiver. You can have CD Lamb. Hey, they try to say, okay, all right, we're going to go into a lighter package now, and we're going to put a safety on Lamb. And they fool around and run the ball. That safety getting thrown out of the club, man, left and right. Shoot. Yes, indeed. And it could be Josh Jacobs. It could be Saquon Barkley. It could be DeAndre Swift. But what we can't do, ladies and gentlemen, is just only pick up a DeAndre Swift and say, all right, man, that's what we going to do, y'all. Nah, because he just a few grades a little bit better than in certain situations than a Tony Pollard. You're going to have to match some things together, man. I would love to have Josh Jacobs. Josh going to want more money, though. And that's where the problem going to reside at. And we know we got this man, Captain Crunch. That's what I'm going to call him. You know, Big Game James already used baby nuts, but I'm going to call him Captain Crunch. Cap Crunch, you know, because he always like to crunch down on the cap. He don't want to spend anything. And his name is Stephen Jones. Cap Crunch. Captain Crunch, you know, he going to crunch some stuff together, and he don't want to pay nobody. And then when the player stood up to him, he said, all right, I'll get Dad on the phone. Let me let Dad talk to you right quick. And Dad said, okay, pay the man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Cap Crunch. Yes, indeed. Not Captain, but he Cap Crunch. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Here's Cap Boy. Yeah, Cap Boy is fun too, though. It's funny. Yeah. So my thoughts is, back to Joe Whitt Jr. And y'all seen Mike Vrabel. I think that's how you say that man's name. I'm Mike on the screen right there. Another Mike. I look at it like this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe. I know Mike says that he would like to take a year off or what have you, and just relax a little bit. But money answereth all things. It's in a book somewhere. Y'all look it up. There's no salary cap as it relates to that. If they are not all the way sold on Joe Whitt Jr., give Mike a call. I wouldn't mind seeing Mike McCarthy, Mike Vrabel. I know for sure all of that soft stuff with the alleged soft stuff that we have on defense is gone. It's gone. I would literally say, if I was one of those reporters and they was talking about going all in and stuff like that, Jerry, first you're going to have to start with coaching. Bring Mike in. And if you're going to keep Joe Whitt Jr. here, call Sean Lee. Call Ken Norton Jr. I think he was on the team the last time we won the Super Bowl. Call him. Call Ken Norton up, man. Wherever he's at on some college table, you call him up. Pick up the phone. and tell Darian Thompson he can go to Washington. he can go follow Dan Quinn and them. You know, he can go there and coach their linebackers and give them safety tips as a linebacker. You know, that's what he can do. And Scott McCurley, I know Mike McCarthy, that's your boy. That's your boy. You know, I don't know. Maybe he know where the tapes are at that you done did one night. But he ain't it, dog. Call Ray Lewis. Yeah, call Ray. I'll be on the phone. Hey, Ray Lewis, what's good, man? I know you close with Baltimore, but let me talk to you a little bit about Dallas. Didn't you know one time I believe Ray Lewis' brother, he played for the Cowboys for a real, real short stay. Yeah, call him up. Keep Al Harris around. Figure out a way to keep Al Harris around, too. You know, you don't want to break up all of the continuity. And you tell Dan Quinn, don't take all of the good brothers. No. You can grab Scott McCurley. You can grab Darian Thompson. You can grab those boys. Hey, you can go get Dirty. Let Leon have more stay, you know, power within the confines of coaching up this defensive line stuff, you know. Hey. Glenn Capers says, I'm with Vabril or Ron Rivera as a defensive coordinator. Both of them believe in linebackers. Linebackers matter. Hell yeah. Excuse my French. But I would say this too. Ron Rivera. I get what all happened with you and these sorts of things at Washington. But we want to condense it. We believe in our DBs. We believe in Al Harris and Joe Whitt Jr. But, man, we got a big vacancy spot. There's no salary cap as it relates to coaching. We want you to be our specialized linebacker coach. Don't y'all know how busy that linebacker room would be with Ron? That's all he had to focus on is linebackers and defensive front? Shoot. I got solutions here for Jerry Jones. You see, he's comfortable. He trusts the process of his own guys. But if I had the amount of money that Jerry had, shoot, and I want to win, shoot, I start with coaching. Look, they'll be so pissed off and upset at me because I would get out, hey, like, how you got a doggone linebacker coach who used to be a head coach? Yeah, man, I just got it like that way. I got money, baby, you know? Shoot. I want to win. Look at, don't you know how much respect that would be? This dude used to be a head coach. And he just coaching all linebackers. I'll be, look. I know they fired Jack Del Rio. I'll call Jack Del Rio just to coach some positions on this team. Shoot. A.J. Dillon would be nice. Yeah. I would literally look into those things too. I would literally look into making sure that I sit down with Mike McCarthy and I sit down with the defense coordinator, whoever it may be, and I would tell them, we may lose some games, but it won't be on the fact that we didn't prepare ourselves. We may lose some games, but it won't be on the fact that we were undisciplined team. We may lose some games, but we may look at it like this. Everybody, every fan that came to that game know that it wasn't no bull sugar stuff. I'm trying not to cuss. Meaning that we shouldn't look flat, baby. I think that a third of you guys would take a loss against the Green Bay if we just didn't look flat. If we held these guys accountable, a loss is still burns. But, man, it was just embarrassing indeed, man. You looked up one point in time, it was 27-0. Was it at one point in time 27-0? Or 27-7. Look, We just can't lose that way. Embarrassing that way. At the crib. Look, the day, and I think that, they already got that mindset that they okay. And I'm talking about the front office. I ain't getting down to the players yet. Because, see, the players come and go. We still got a constant here, the front office. I want the front office to one day realize that they hate losing more than they love winning. If they ever adopt just that mindset, they will be in that mix, because those were the things. Yeah. Auntie says, I want Big Cat Leon Lett back. It'll give him more responsibility. Yeah. Give him more of that. More and more of that. Yeah. Cowboys says Garrett went to the Giants, Moore went to the Eagles, Dan Quinn went to the Commanders, man. Yeah, they all want to be Cowboys. Yeah, they do. That's why they here. I bet you a third of the people watching right now, Eagles fans and Washington fans right now. That's just what it is. Yeah. I don't want you to be the panic man. He's still panicking. Don't get your hand off of that panic button. We are not worried about Kellen Moore and whatever philosophy and system. Just sit back, buy you some extra popcorn for the 2024 season, because Sirianni, where he be spitting on the sideline, running around, and the combination of Kellen Moore, where he had that droopy long face with the pencil or pen in his hand. Oh, it's going to be very special. And then Dan Quinn, oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. If you thought the Bama boys was fighting each other on the sideline, shoot, it's finna be more confusion over there. So I can't wait to see this. Go grab you a bag of popcorn. Yes, indeed. Brought to you by Law Nation Sports. Yes, indeed. It's gonna be good for us. And a lot of people thinking that, hey, you better be careful. Watch out for the Giants. Watch out for the Giants. They don't have a running back nor a quarterback. I get it. People want to talk about the other kid that was there with the Italian, whatever his guy's name. I forgot his name, tip of my tongue. But that guy, whatever he is, they thought he was doing something good. Shoot. J. Diz says, Law, how is Louis T today? Hey, I don't know, bro. Yeah. Danny DeVito. Yeah, that's his name. Shout out to you, Chris. Yeah. As long as they got Daniel Jones and Danny DeVito or Tommy DeVito, whoever DeVito, we okay. And I think the Washington's still scrambling around because they still need, or are they going to keep the offensive coordinator the way it is? Is Eric Bieniemy still going to be the coordinator there? Coordinate some stuff? Okay. Yeah, we could afford Saquon or Henry. Yeah, we can get both of those guys if you want to. You can have a backfield of. The Cowboys can move some stuff around to have literally Henry and Saquon and still go into the draft and draft another running back if they wanted to. Don't let them get into your mindset to say that we don't have the money. Shoot, we got great money over here. Even though we're negative 19 in the hole right now, they can make some movements and stretch this out to extend that, and we have a plethora of money. The thing is right now, you got $59 million cap hit with Dak Prescott. The option of the Cowboys, we would know everything about them if they go into training camp, if they go into Oxnard, if they go down that way and they still didn't sign or extend Dak Prescott and they doing the Birdman hand rub and they sitting there looking at Trey Lance, because Trey Lance going to throw the hull off of that ball. I know some people looking at his mechanics and everything, but one thing you're going to see out of Trey Lance, and I guarantee you, that little bucket drill of him dropping back, throwing the ball in the bucket, he going to hit it. He going to hit it. And when y'all out there, if he played a preseason game or we seeing any of the, what we call this, scrimmages out there, oh, he got wheels. He can move. He's athletic, y'all. Y'all look, I'm not building Trey Lance up to this person that can walk on water or anything. But by far, in the last 3 to 4 years that we had in training camp, he's going to be your most athletic quarterback that you've seen in the last, you can literally say since Dak Prescott rookie year. Yep. Yes, indeed, Trey Lance taking Cooper Rush's spot. Cooper Rush might end up in Washington, or the Giants. Or for damn sure, he might go to the Eagles. We better watch out for that, Cooper Rush going to the Eagles. If Cooper Rush was on the Eagles, he'll be their most accurate quarterback. Oops, did I say that out loud? I didn't say that out loud, did I? Ooh-wee. Don't y'all come after me. Hey, I bet you Eagles fans right now like, nah, you can't say that, man, They didn't like them. Cal tried to use Lance like Josh Allen, and he was wrong. I think that, Cal did say that he was disappointed on how he coached up Trey Lance. And I know it's preseason, and I know a lot of people don't follow the Niners like that. But my brother still got a Trey Lance jersey, right? And there was a great divide between Lance and Brock Purdy's of the world. But it goes to this point right here. You can't be lukewarm with your quarterback. Either you're going to be all in with him or you're not. And they went with the hot hand, and they went with Brock Purdy. They knew that they had to keep Sam Darnold because they didn't want that Josh Johnson thing to happen again in the playoffs. They handled that correctly. The Cowboys would have smeared that thing around. There would have been 3 divides. There would have been Sam Darnold people, there would have been Brock Purdy people, and there would have been Trey Lance people. All of them would have been saying, hey, man, put Sam Darnold in. Hey, put Trey Lance in. Law, do you have any truth to that? I remember vividly that people, when Sam Darnold, when he played against us, I believe, with the Jets, everybody like, man, we would be, if we had a Sam Darnold here, man, you seen how he beat Dak Prescott in 2019? Oh, man, we'll go to the Super Bowl. Then they got rid of Sam Darnold. He went to the Carolina Panthers. There were people saying, man, I wish we had Sam Darnold here, man. Oh, my goodness, man, we'll go to the Super Bowl. And then the moment we played against that particular team, Sam Darnold looked like Sam Darnold. We beat him, I believe, right? He played for the Carolina Panthers. We beat him. But there were people saying, remember that Jets game? See, they remember the wins. They don't remember the losses, right? And people had the same connotations of Andy Dalton. Oh, man, Andy Dalton, man, he can read, man. He can read defenses, man. Dak can't read nor write. And then when Andy Dalton got the chance to play, those Andy Dalton people, they ain't nowhere to be found. They ain't nowhere to be found. I can't find them no more. I can't find none of those Andy Dalton truthers. You know what I'm saying? They switched up their names and everything. When they realize, shoot, he ain't really that. Let's go Dak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they went from Andy Dalton to Cooper Rush, Benjamin DiNucci. They liked everybody but the starting quarterback. McCarthy made Dak better. He's supposed to. He's flat out supposed to. McCarthy did his job. McCarthy did his job. The thing is, what people don't say is for other guys who coach in the league, they make their quarterbacks better. People think that is just what it is. I'm telling y'all, if y'all go to Earth 12, in Earth 12, Dak Dak Prescott is on the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's the one got all of the Super Bowls. And Pat Mahomes here, and everybody mad at Pat Mahomes. On Earth 12, y'all go to Earth 12, man. Y'all be like, hey, man, I can't wait, man. I wish we had that dog on Dak Prescott, man. God, dog, look at Dak Prescott. Hey, man, for real, go to Earth 12. Dak is who everybody want. Man, I can't wait, man. Look, man, that Dak Prescott, man, he's killing everybody on Earth 12. Because he had Andy Reid since conceptions over there. Come on. You put these quarterbacks under Jason Garrett. Oh, my gosh, man. Come on, man. Trey Lance have an arm on him Dak doesn't have, you know. Yan, I ain't going to speak down on Trey Lance's arm because he do have a strong arm. But, man, oh, man, shoot. That's what they want. That's what they want. They want us to get out there to Oxnard for a show. And if these, like y'all talk about ticket sale and visibility, I guarantee y'all, when y'all see some of them highlights, shoot, if both of those guys can stay healthy and don't have no freak accident, we all flying out that Oxnard. We got to see this, dog. We got to see this, man. No, man, come on. If anybody know how to sell anything, shoot. If anybody know how to sell anything, them doggone Jones family, they know how to sell that stuff, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Oh, on Earth 3, we got Paxton Lynch, man, as the quarterback. Yes, indeed. Cowboys don't deserve Oxnard. Yeah, but they going to sell that Trey Lance versus Dak. Shoot. Everybody coming out there to see that. Here's how it goes. You know, exactly how it's going to go. Breaking news, the Cowboys are in a quarterback controversy. We got Trey Lance, who is a former first-round draft pick of the 49ers, versus Dak Prescott that's in a contract year, and whether or not to extend or not. We will find out. They will fight it out here live in Oxnard. Shoot. That's how it's going to be, and everybody going to be jumping in on that. That's what history says, too. I don't know what the Cowboys going to do. But here's what Cole Cowboys said, that this was shared to him by a Commander fan on week 18, and I overlooked it until today. And then Stargazer, appreciate her. She says, are you kidding me? And this is what she retweeted to me or what have you from Cole Cowboy. Oh. Here you right here.
Today's opponent, Mike McCarthy. Let's go! Yes, let's go! We got new head coach.
Wherever she's at, man, right now, she's lit. She's litty over here. Because at the end of the day, she manifests that right there.
Today's opponent, Mike McCarthy.
Let's go! Yes, let's go! We got new head coach.
Yes, indeed. Y'all still talking about 40 times? Rolo talking about faster than Dak, both slow. You talking about Trey Lance speed or what have you? Y'all thinking that it's not about speeds, quick twitches. It's also the ability to react and to move your feet into clear space. So you can run a 540, you know what I'm saying? But if you got short area quickness and quick feet, shoot, you get open. You get open. There are more Hall of Famers that didn't run a 4.3 than there are those who runs 4.3s, by the way, you know. So I'm just letting y'all know that. Emmitt Smith rarely got caught from behind, and he didn't run no 4.3. He didn't run no 4.40, no 4.5. Jerry Rice, oh my gosh, man. What did Jerry Rice run in the 40, y'all? Yeah. What did Jerry Rice? Look. Big Ben Roethlisberger knew how to get separation. And he wasn't no swift of a feet person, but he knew how to get some separation. Shoot. Don't y'all fall in love with them 40 times. Shoot. I'm sitting over here. I ran a 4.40. I ain't making no league. I didn't make it to the pros. So 40 time don't mean everything. Shoot. I'm faster than Jerry Rice. I'm faster than Emmett. I'm sitting on this seat. Shoot. 3-ring Cowboy, appreciate you. Duncan Wright says, you think us hiring Kellen a good deal? Explain. You must be a Duncan, are you a Eagles guy? Yeah, Cat Williams faster than them boys. Rice ran at 4.7. Yeah. Rice was football fast. Chill, Law. Yeah, Bear, I'm just saying I ran a 4.40, right? Shoot. Boy, I was thinner than the doggone slice of bread, though. Big man 4.75. Yeah. Trey 6'4". Dak is 6'2". Yeah. Yeah, Duncan, yes, you're an Eagles guy. All right, so here's my thoughts, and I appreciate you for your super chat, though, by the way. I truly believe that Kellen Moore will start off pretty good. Week 1, week 2, week 3. I think that his new play design, new play style would be very, very user-friendly for the quarterback. I think that that's something that we all got to adhere to. But when teams figure it out, those 4 curls, 4 hooks brought to you by Kellen Moore and Hurts, it's going to hurt. I think interception is going to increase, and the avoidance of run game is going to be there because he's just like Mike McCarthy to that degree. They don't have a well-established run game far as a principle. And one of the bigger things that you guys did was run the ball. Look, side note, the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017, it wasn't fly, Eagles fly. It was really run, Eagles run. Y'all look up what they did on the ground. They were utilizing not 1, not 2, but a 3-back running system, and they were able to run the ball and play good defense. Whoever going to win this Super Bowl, they're going to have to run the ball and play sound defense. Those going to be a situation for them. Get your bars up, media. Appreciate you for your support. You are the only Dallas Cowboys media outlet that keeps me optimistic with good insight. Yeah. Thanks, Law. And congratulations on the new upgrade set podcast. Salute. Appreciate you, DC for life. Get your bars up. Media, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your support, bro. I really appreciate that. We building here. We doing some big things down the line, and I don't want to outspeak my wisdom teeth, but we got some things that we are trying to collide with, and this would not be possible without you guys or without your help. So Action Power says, Law, Kellen going to call college offense that has Hurts to excel. What Hurts excel in? He might excel. He might excel for like I said, the first 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 or 5 weeks max. But when teams figure it out, that college stuff is for the college stuff. The college stuff for the college stuff, y'all. But neither here nor there. Keep Rivera away from the cheerleaders. 3 and outs. And here's what I'm saying. And not everybody's lying, right? And I hate to go into deeper conversations with Kellen Moore, but it's more about complimentary football. Vic Fangio, I truly believe that his defense will be nice for the Eagles. The problem is TOP, time of possession. Yeah, time of possession.
Get your bars up, media $10. You are the only Dallas Cowboys media outlet that keeps me optimistic with good insight. Thanks, Law, and congratulations on a new upgraded set and podcast. Salute #DC4L #get your bars up.
Get your bars up, man. Oh my goodness, man. Y'all make sure y'all get your bars up. And I want to see if I can give you guys this right here. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. The name is Law Nation Sports. We talk football and beyond here. but I want to showcase this right here for those who don't know. We are doing a giveaway. And it's a $100 giveaway, and it'll be presented to you guys at least until I think is the drawing will be on the 6th. Let me make sure. Yeah. So you guys put your name in the hat for that $100 giveaway. It'll be here for you before Valentine's Day, and that's all brought to you by Rogue Shop. And we're gonna do a quick promo read by Rogue Shop. Man, I appreciate everybody who celebrate me on my journey of developing and getting more and more sponsors. But how y'all help grow the nation is by supporting. So go to rogueshop.com and use promo code LAW. And on top of that, click that link that I posted in the chat there so that you guys can be available to participate in the $100 giveaway. Rogue Shop not only have B12 vitamins as well as your vitamin D3s or what have you, but they also have Delta 9 THCs. Rogue Shop right here. So check this out right here. I'm telling you, this is probably what Dan Quinn needed it in the doggone a playoff game to relax a little bit, to get these boys ready. So Rogue Shop, we also have those items there. Be sure to check us out. And once you check out, use promo code LAW. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's do this right here. Did I hit that link so you guys can check it out? Let me see. I'm gonna post the link again, and be sure to check out Rogue Shop. There you go. That's the giveaway link right there. Jump right on in. Be a part. Be a good friend. And be a part of the nation. So I know it's on the YouTube sides of things, and be sure to do that. Get faded, baby. Let's go, baby. All right. So with that being said, and they do have I got to bring this up. They do have a team of people that specialize in anxiety that you can talk to, and that specialize in diets and stuff like that can give you the information that is needed for you to make the proper right selections there. So check them out. They got the team of people, and they have some great insight to the information that's needed. And I would give you guys a little personal detail here. The reason why I'm such a big advocate for it, because recently when my mom was going through her deal, these situations were able to, THCs or what have you, were able to alleviate a lot of things. So y'all be sure to check that out and do your research and do it properly at rogueshop.com and use promo code LAW. Let's go over to this part of it, because I really want to know how you guys feel.
Not the one who made the rules, right? Do it, do it, right.
Phone lines will be brought to you by Prize Picks 657-390-7391. Come on. It's a beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Only ones who down for real, down for life. Keep it super thug my way on this side. Keep it super thug my way on this side. Come on. Mobbing with my brothers, there's no question, keep it real. Whether we East coasting or we in the hidden hills. In the poppin' straps of blue faces. Let me know the audio straight. Heard you calling bluffs, I show and prove it is for real. Son of God, not a son of sin. Keep it off the books and keep it coming in. Bitch, the old whip, see what I'm coming in. The inside caramel just like 100 grand. Call my phone.
There are 4 participants in the conference.
4 of them, okay.
All participants are muted.
Super thug my way on this side. Keep it super thug my way
from it.
on it.
Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Cowboys, Mike, man, you're live, man, from the New York. You're live, man. Talk to me, man.
Hello, what's happening with you, man?
Oh, man, all is well. I can't complain, bro. Talk to me, man.
But listen, man, I was wrong, but I was right. what about Dan Quinn not getting that head coaching job? He had to get the head coaching job to other people dropping out of the race.
Yeah.
But I'm good riddance. I'm glad that he's gone. Now, you always said that the four-letter networks is like, you know what I'm saying, they're just like fishing for stuff. Like this morning, all they talk about was the Cowboys. Like the Joneses just gave them a little cheese like a rat just for them to run with.
Wait. So they didn't talk about the Super Bowl guys, the Chiefs, the Niners. They didn't talk about that the rematch, right? They didn't bring up the storyline of that. Come on.
The storyline is Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, how he's talking about Dak and whatnot. I'm like, man, come on, man. Jerry just give him a little bit of cheese, man, and they keep fishing and fishing. That's all they talk about is the Cowboys.
Man, that's crazy.
And Jerry said it. He said when we're not in pro season, as long as they keep talking about the Cowboys, that's a plus for us. He already said that in his interview, and they keep talking about the Cowboys every day.
Man, so he stole the headlines because we got the Shriner Bowl today, and then we got the Senior Bowl this weekend, and then we have the Pro Bowl. I believe it's this weekend, right? It's this weekend, right? Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they talking about the Cowboys.
Yeah, so basically, he's like they say, oh, he shouldn't treat Dak this way and Dak this way. Come on, man, if Dak ain't going past the playoff to go further, I mean, he got a right to say, well, I don't see any difference Dak can't change my mind about anything. And they saying that he dissed Dak and Dak should got the leverage. He should go ahead and leave, get out of Dallas and all of this nonsense, which is it's not going to happen.
Yeah, because the contract is to be damned, right? And the coach is to be damned. So you don't really have nothing. And even if you are an outsider defensive coordinator, why would you come here? I mean, why would you do that? Because you could be in here and all of a sudden the team looks to be damned and you out, So it's a crazy situation. You're going to have the front office to figure this out before the season kick off. But you got everybody on their last years of their contract. I don't even know if there's ever been a situation that a team won multiple playoffs and games and on top of that to go to the Super Bowl and win it in these type of conditions.
Well, Lord, listen, man, I always was told, watch what you do and not what you say. And Jerry Jones saying he's going to go all in. I believe it when I see it. I don't want to hear you telling me about I'm going to go all in this year. Show me some action. I want to see it before I believe it. So Cowboys Nation, wait till you see the dude. Don't go by what he says.
No doubt, man. But you do get with what I'm saying, though. We don't need need everything. We just need a few things, and we need to move a little bit more swiftly, meaning that if we get us a legitimate linebacker, that would change the temperature. If we get a legitimate running game, that would change the temperature. And I get it, the scheme and all of the other stuff like with Jeff Blasco and Mike Solari, I get all of those pieces. But at the end of the day, if the Jones family is really about it, they would do what my guy Rich Eisen said. But I appreciate it, and I thank you for calling in, Chief.
Yo, Lord, one more thing, man.
Go ahead.
Since the Quinn is gone, if it was to take a couple of the coaches, who would you suggest that they use as a defensive coordinator?
Joe Whitt Jr.
So what if Joe Whitt Jr. leaves?
Al Harris.
Okay, and there's no way that both of them could leave.
I think one of them would like to get some of the shine, and they won't follow both. Both of them won't leave. I don't think that would be the situation.
I heard Al Harris said that if Quinn, wherever Quinn goes, and if Quinn needs him, he's there. So he already made that statement that he will go wherever Quinn goes.
Yeah. But that was before he went to Washington, though. So he might look at it like, And
one last thing, I'll get off your line. I'm a fan of Trey Lance, man. I think that, like I said before, he just need a chance, man. And the Joneses made that trade and invested in him. I don't think they're going to turn around and just get rid of him. I think it's going to be a fight, like you said, in training camp.
That's what they building up right now, and the people in the back don't know it yet. Because now, if you extend Dak, they tried to do everything possible to create that wedge of leverage, right? And that was the only Hail Mary that they can throw in. A former first-round draft pick who was drafted to be a starting quarterback who didn't get enough time to play now is here in Cowboys land. And that's more sellable than the Cooper Rush deal, So that's what they leaning on. Unfortunately, that's what we just going to have to deal with as fans, bro.
the number one pick in the draft, I think we should rebuild our offensive line. I don't know how you feel about that. I think we should go offensive line and try to, shore that up, because Dallas was always good in the past when the line was good.
Hell yeah. Well, let's go, man. I'm still looking at it like this, BPA, though. Best player available. Let's not overextend. Right. Let's not reach. And let's go get that philosophy going, BPA. Appreciate you, man.
All right, Lord, I'm going to say it now. How about them Cowboys now that Quinn is gone?
Yeah, how about them, baby? Yeah. And then just to be mindful of y'all, Quinn, since he been here, we won 12 or more games. Nothing less. So I don't want that good stuff, because y'all heard my guy Louis T, when they won the division in 2020, we couldn't even get a word off, and he was talking all glowingly. I don't know if you guys can take the Washington team winning 12 games, Washington team winning 12 games every year. See, here's the thing. 12 games every year and one and done, or one playoff game or one or what have you, that's bad news for the Cowboys. But for the Jets, the Washington, even the Giants to a degree, they would love that. Ooh, they would eat that up. Atlanta, and I know Darius said, nah, man, Atlanta won't take. Shoot, get them 12-5 every year. Shoot. Yes, indeed. Carolina Panthers 12-5 every year. Shoot. Every year. The Browns, we seen how the Browns act this year, So 12-5 every year, man, that's something that they would love. Ain't this right, Illmatic, man? I'm talking to you, man, live from Law Nation Studios, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix, man. Talk to me.
Hey, Law, how you doing, brother?
Man, all is well. Can't complain, bro.
Hey, man, before I go into this whole Cowboys thing, I just wanted to say something to you, bro. I really, really appreciate you. And even though you're younger than me, I actually admire you. Because I'm going to tell you, I try to go on Instagram, do a couple lives. Man, it is so hard to fill content, but you do this every day, man. You go hard. You up there by yourself. You ain't got no partners up there to go back and forth with. I mean, you getting it in. You filling hours of content. I really, really admire that, and that's a lot of work you're putting in for us, man. So I really appreciate you, brother. I want to make sure you know that.
Man, I thank you for that, man. This is my passion, man. I wake up in the morning thinking about how I'm going to talk to you all. So I appreciate that, man. Real talk.
Yeah, man. People don't know how hard it is, bro.
Oh, man,
people don't have no idea.
My job is to make it look easy, man.
Yeah, you actually make it look easy. You got a lot of good content, a lot of good little fillers to put in there. Mm-hmm. You make it look easy, but it's not easy.
Man, it's not, man.
Now, let me talk about these Cowboys for a minute, man. I don't really know how I feel about Dan Quinn going to the Washington team, since he knows our team so well. But I'm glad that he's going. I've been suspecting Dan Quinn ever since he chose LaShawn Wright in the third round. So I've never really been the biggest Quinn fan. And then getting rid of all our linebackers, flushing them out, putting safeties in there, running big nickel, all that stuff. None of that stuff worked. And when you get the turnovers, it looks good. Yeah. But, man, we was getting gashed on the ground, man. It's ridiculous. So hopefully we get somebody in here young, that can see what's going on the field, make adjustments, because he never made any adjustments.
Yeah, so that's the number one Achilles heel, is you got to be able to make the adjustment. You see it's raining outside, and you run out there without the umbrella. And I think that's exactly what Dan Quinn continued to do. He's like, okay, there's nothing wrong with a little rain. But now your players get washed out, and you have nothing to be prepared for. And granted, we might have got away with Marquise Bell. We might have gotten away with other guys playing in different roles. But you can't go into a playoff game or in these big games with that mindset. And I think that's what hampered us the most, though.
Exactly. He brought in DeMonte KZ and Keanu Neal. Keanu Neal was a safety, converted safety to a linebacker. He's been doing that, man, since he's been here. And it doesn't look good. He got rid of all our good linebackers. He got rid of Devin Harper, who was a great prospect.
Yeah.
Man, I was so mad about that. I don't even know. I was boiling inside about getting rid of Devin Harper.
Good kid too.
Our linebacker core was so thin.
Good kid. His mom, diehard Cowboy fan. It crushed her when they got rid of him. She was like, "Oh Lord!" But I don't know what Harper is doing in Cincinnati. But I can tell you that stubbornness, right? You know, you get rid of a guy that runs a sub 4.40 who loves to hit, who can give you special teams play. For what? You know,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Sabotage it, man. He knew he was on his way out, so he gonna burn down the house on his way out.
That's how I felt, brother. That's how I felt. Now, ask me this: why doesn't he play Israel Mukwama?
Man,
is it forget how to play football?
Look, I'm not gonna see. I gotta always put cover out there, but I'm gonna say this though. Before I let you go and let Natasha on, Izzy got into it way back in Oxnard with somebody. I ain't gonna say who it was. It was a coach, and they hold grudges, dog. And all year long, I haven't seen Izzy out there on the field. So you mean to tell me all of the great stuff that he was able to do last year in that playoff game was erased because of confrontation? You're not going to give that kid a chance? Come on, man. So it's crazy, yo. It's crazy. But, you know, that's how the Cowboys roll.
Wait, man. I appreciate you, man, taking my call.
No doubt.
Appreciate you, brother.
And I thank
you.
you.
Really do.
Thank you for the words, man. Yes, indeed. That's Illmatic, man. I've been following the channel for a minute. And, yeah, he do sound like Coach Marv a little bit. He got a deep voice and everything. We got to get away with that, man. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be confusions. There's always going to be something that goes against the grain when you're working on your road or your pathway to success. A lot of time people think success journey is straight up like this. No, it's a lot of peaks, a lot of valleys, but you learn more from your failures than your success. But here's the thing. And I think that this is what the number one problem with the Jones family is, that they would see their failures, but they would see their success, and they know how to get there. But since they know what is needed, they don't want to go there because they know that they won't get the credit. They know they won't get the credit. So they would rather do it Frank Sinatra, my way. That's what they're doing. They doing it their ways. So that's why you seeing the ultra competitive spirit, even with father and son, doing 15 to 20 minute interviews. 15 to 20 minutes. Now one of y'all has to talk, not both of y'all. We don't have to hear both of y'all speak. Just one of y'all. Don't y'all get tired of that? Look, I love my boys. Let us do the talking. But they both talking, both telling things from their points of views. And there's more and more information, more and more details, more and more thought tracks, more and more ways that the opposing opposition can plan and counterattack that and say, okay, this is what they gonna do. All right, this is who they like. Shoot. I got Natasha from the 615. You live on the Law Nations Studios podcast, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
What's up, Law? And by the way, in your words, I need Prize Picks to be in Tennessee, so I can get in on that that money.
Get in
come on,
on it.
Prize Picks, come on.
Yeah, and they growing too. I'm sitting there like, Prize Pick, don't y'all sign another celebrity now? You know what I'm saying? They done signed Joe Buck. I mean, not Joe Buck, but they signed Joe Budden. They done signed Stephen A. Smith. They done signed Bubba Dub. I'm sitting like, wait a minute, hold on now. I got to renegotiate my contract again. Hold on now.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, man. Give that to me. I'm greedy.
What? It's still something else.
No doubt, no doubt.
So, yeah. But, yeah, so Dan Quinn, one of the Dans, I know you said it's a bad year, her season for the Dans. So one of the Dans, they're, he's gone on up. And, I guess we have our speculations or who we would like.
Right.
I know some people are saying Ron Riverboat Rivera. However, I don't know if we're going to swim or sink with him. I don't know. But, we have to see with Riverboat. but we, like you said, money talks. We got to, pull that money out.
Yep.
But yeah, so we got to figure out, these are billionaires. We're in the conversation in our own conversation.
Yeah.
And with this organization being $1 billion, organization, it's like, either with people that's wealthy, they're either real strategic about their money, or they're just cheap. So, we kind of feeling what, with these billionaires how they operate, with, being real conservative about who they signing and, the money situation. So I don't know, like, I get it. We're all helping them become billionaires, by the way.
Oh yeah. We helping them.
Base, right? We have the fan base, and we also have the podcast. Well, we have the players. We have some podcasts out, or things like that. It's kind of like having many franchises, just like McDonald's. McDonald's. They're not in the burger business. They're in real estate.
They're in real estate. Ooh, you dropping some. You better hush. You better hush. They're gonna knock on your door.
So everywhere you go, you're gonna either hear about us, see about us, or read about us. So that's just how it is with us. So we just, hey, y'all got the money. Y'all got the B, the capital, the billion. Go ahead, flex, do what you need to do, so we can get this thing going. We have the talent. And it's time, and we don't want to be doing this every year. Mike Nolan, he left. Kellen Moore. It's like, okay, come on, let's get this thing rolling. We all know what we need to do. Just do it. That's all.
You spitting some truth over there. What's your thoughts before I let you roll, though, on Derek? I know you right there in Tennessee. So what's your thoughts on him coming over here if they do decide to do that? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Yes, I would love to, of course, here in Tennessee, we've been hearing this for years about Derek, leaving the Titans. So, and that was before Zeke, so we weren't even thinking about, adding Derek to our team because Zeke's still here. But, even if we use Derek as like an Alfred Morris, he came through like he came through.
Yeah.
He came through when we needed him.
Yeah.
But we need it. We definitely. I would love to have Derek. I would love to have Derek here.
No doubt. I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for calling in, Natasha. Keep holding it down for me. Appreciate you, and tell little mama keep listening to Law Nation too.
All right.
No doubt. Salute. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about right there. So, I get it. A lot of people like, nah, man, we don't need Derrick Henry, man. We don't need a running back. I think I heard we was on the round table conversation, and Terrence Parsons said we don't need a running back. We okay. I'm like, nah, dog, we need a running back. And thinking about this with Prize Picks, I'm going to hit them up and say, hey, we need to do a mega round table, man. Put me, Stephen A. Smith, Funny Man Marco, that's his name, right? Bubba Dub, and who else? Who else with this? Joe Budden. Put us all in one room at the same place at the same time, and we talk some Prize Pick stuff. Let's do that, man. I'm going to pitch that to him. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's go. I got who is here? The Nooch, man, from the 919. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix, man. Talk to me, man.
Law, I have come out of my cave. I have come out of the depression, and I'm here to talk about the recession, the rejuvenation that will be the next year Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Number one, Dan Quinn, R.I.P., get out of there, dog. I'm happy you're gone.
Yep.
Now we got to find the DC, and step one, I don't care how much money it takes, you get Mike Verbal, at least in for a cup of coffee, see what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's the spirit, that's the move, but you know who he brings with him? Your guy, Derrick Henry, is the perfect match for this system and what we need to do to take us to the next level.
Uh-huh.
But I want to start poaching off of that Tampa Bay defense, man.
Okay.
I want to start poaching off of them. Bring me Levante David and Devin White.
Yeah.
Both of them boys. Bring them in, and then you can leave Micah on the edge. Get a couple defensive tackles in the draft. Get us an offensive lineman, a center in the draft, and we rolling.
Yeah. I mean, we rolling.
Just one more receiver, though. Maybe just one more receiver along.
Xavier Leggett, man. I heard he's pretty good, man. Somebody was telling me, man, look, I still haven't looked up all that man's tape yet. I've been so busy. So we can go in the draft and draft a wide receiver somewhere down the line, huh? Since we already got a whole bunch of wide receivers, draft one every year.
You got to. Well, you got to. But listen, I'm gonna keep it short and simple on this one, man. I just want to say, it was disappointing, and I think everybody's hurt. But I got to ask your opinion. What does All In by Jerry Jones saying that, and what Stephen Jones has been saying? What do you think All In is going to be this year?
Oh wow. I think when he mentioned that, he kind of talked about contracts too, though, right? So,
he did.
So I don't know, man, what Jerry got going on in his mind. Far as trust, I trust now. After listening in, I trust Jerry more than I trust Stephen.
Yes.
And I hate to put the wedge in between the two, because at the end of the day, on the family business, that's all we would want, you know what I'm saying, to work with our dads, right? But I just trust Jerry because I know that at the end of the day, he would do just about anything from that player acquisition to get them here. Stephen would do anything to keep the money, So you got that natural war that's going on between the two. And I think that Jerry can't fight Stephen as he used to, right? So that's me objectively speaking. So going all in would be, let's hurry up and make this damn pick before Stephen get in the room. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what Jerry said. Hey, hurry, make the pick because, Jerry is that dude. You win some, you lose some with Jerry. See, Jerry wanted Johnny Manziel. Remember that? So when we glad and we gave doggone Stephen Jones all of the praises for not making that pick. But who knows? Jerry probably would have made the move for DK Metcalf, I meant to say. So it's so many things, man, that we just don't know what is the version of All In because we got too many people hands in the pot. That's all I'm gonna say with that, bro. Appreciate you, man.
That's true. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed, man. Thank you, man. That's the nooch, man. Always calling in with an objective point. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, we don't know. Because by the time he say, I'm all in, and if Stephen Jones don't say he's all in, now they fighting over picks and his. So what they going to have to do is, when it's time for that, when they hear that sweet chime, for your mind, oh, my goodness. When you hear that, Tell Stephen Jones to get out of the room. Stephen Jones, you got a phone call. Stephen Jones, you got a phone call. Somebody, you got to take it outside the war room. And then in order for Stephen Jones to get back in there, you're going to have to hear this. FBI, open up! Stephen Jones had to go get the FBI crew to get back in there. Right? And before you know it, Jerry done did something crazy, All right, I got my guy, Mr. Amos, man, and then we have VIP. But Amos, you're live.
What's up, Mr. Law? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing okay. Splendid.
All right, well, if you get a little something off my chest here.
Go ahead.
From the beginning, we knew that they had glaring weaknesses. We knew from the beginning the running back position was going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And people need to know, Tony Pollard, when he was in Memphis, he was not a running back. He was a wide receiver, punt returner.
Yeah.
This guy was a punt returner playing running back. That's why he ran the way he ran. Running back is a mentality. You got to have a mentality to be a running back. Same thing, a mentality problem we have with linebackers. Linebackers are the enforcers. When you come in, you got to have a certain mentality to play the position.
Yeah.
We knew from the beginning when our linebackers went down, we sit up here trying to duct tape some shit together.
Yeah. Put some duct tape on it, man.
We had a real preacher, and all that. Sometimes it's just, you're not supposed to, fuck with the duct tape.
Right,
right.
Already
hold together. Once the duct tape fall off, the duct tape fell off the linebacker position and the running back position. We couldn't put it back. Much as we tried to put the damn duct tape back. We got Derrick Henry out there that can play the position.
Mm-hmm.
And with me going into the draft, y'all would boo the hell out of me because the number one player on my board would be linebacker Edgerrin Cooper. And if we need him, we're going to have to take him at 24.
Right.
But the beauty of taking him at 24, guess what? There's another one of the top 3 or 4 linebackers will be there. There may be a scenario that you may be able to put Trotter and Cooper on this team. But the only thing you have to do, you have to pick Cooper first. I will re-sign Tyron because I do think with the present offensive line we got, with the half-ass offensive line we got, we still scored 32 points. And for my defensive coordinator, I will get the man with the bad neck. I will go get Mike Zimmer. Because Mike Zimmer with that neck, he will still scheme. He know how to deal with linebackers, and he don't care about somebody with a bad disposition, bad whatever. He puts him in spot. He puts him in place, and he know how Jerry is. The man is good with secondary. The man is good with the defensive line point, and he is good with linebackers. And he, like Bill Parcells, he'll take away a number one player. He will take away weaknesses, and he schemes pretty good. He's unwavering,
Zim
and
is
he's
good.
looking all nervous and jacked up on the sideline.
No doubt, man. That's a good observation there. And he's been here before. And some of his philosophies and principles is still here because he had George Edwards at one point in time under his administration, although George Edwards left to go to Tampa Bay. But I think that some of the skill sets of the players are still here. So, I wouldn't be opposed to Mike.
Al Harris also, too, because he got the same philosophy Al Harris has about the way Al does his defensive backs.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, Mr. Amos.
No problem, Lawrence. And keep the ship up. I don't want to see you lean over like you did before, man. Stay away.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm going to try, man. Look, hey, after the Packers game, I'm about to just go pass out again. Maybe I'll wake up and it'll be in Earth 12 or something, man. Appreciate you for calling in. Yes, indeed, man. God bless you too, man. Yes, indeed, man. Shoot, after that Packer game, I ain't gonna even lie. I said, man, I ain't gonna do it on camera, but I had to go take me a few. Yeah, I had to go take me a few. I'm sitting here. I can't stand the Packers. I can't stand the Niners. I can't stand the Steelers. I tolerate everybody else, but man, those teams right there, man, boy, that did a number to me, man. That Packers loss, man, this year. That hurt me, man. That hurt to the core. And it's the way we lost, too. Oh, my gosh, man. And I know all of y'all don't heal like Wolverine like I do. But, man, because I'm healing. But I got my guy VIP, man, that's in the VIP hotline for your mind, brought to you by Rogue Shop. You're live, man. Talk to me.
Lord VIP, baby.
Yes,
Lord.
indeed.
Lord.
What's up?
All right, my little man just getting out of school. Lord, let me say this. The DQ, all I'm going to say is deuces. Because what I watch with I love me some DQ, but I do know DQ, you have a pattern to you, bro. And that soft, he falls into that soft mentality when it comes into the fourth quarter. He doesn't adjust. He's one of the, he's like, I think him and our last offensive coordinator, they have the same problem with it. They don't know how to counterpunch. They get punched in the face, Law. They don't know how to counterpunch.
Yeah.
Am I wrong, Law?
Nah, you're right. You're right. I think that they got complacent, and when you start to look too far down the line, you forget what's in front of you, right? And that's what happened. They looked too far down, and they couldn't see the forest because of the tree, but what have you. Sometimes you too close, things can be too close in front of you too, and that's what happened. I think that they checked out. They wanted to get another job somewhere and stop being under the administration that they were under.
So that's why what you said, there's a few topics I want to talk about. What you said, I think it was like right before the end of the season, is NFL needs to come up with a rule where nobody should be talked to until after the Super Bowl. It's a distraction. Like, I don't care what team you're with, it's a distraction.
Right. Yep.
How can you come up with a game plan for a playoff game if you're worried about coming up with a game plan to pitch your head coach? Like, to me, it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, it is. If Tim's give you a call right now, you're going to be like, I was dating Shorty over here, but Tim's on the line right now, and you're going to holler at Tim's. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it goes. Respectfully, it's just what it is. It's the levels of confusion there, And then if you get another call, Riri call, now you're sitting there like, man, I got Tim's and Riri, I mean, God, what I supposed to do,
What you want from me?
What more do you want from me?
There's a couple of things, Lord, I took from the scene, and something that Gilly said. I think you highlighted it, Laura, because you and I think alike, great minds think alike. Gilly said something about the Lion that I hope the Lion, I need him to digest this weekend. And he said, I want the Lion to take the weight room serious. Do you remember him saying that, Laura?
Yeah. Gilmore did say that about, oh, man, you brought up some, ooh, keep going.
No, because he's a vet, Laura.
Yeah.
Gilly's a vet. So he sees everything, and I think Micah relies on something that I used to rely on when my coach used to say. He used to be like, because they used to call me Prime. Like I used to think I was Prime time back then. He's like, Prime, you're good, but I need you to practice the same way you play. I was like, man, why? What does he mean by that? I need you to practice the same way you play. So I need Micah, the off season, the same way you play, Micah, because you and I saw it. You got 12 sacks before the 12th game. Every 11th game to the 15th or 16th, 17th game, Micah, Lion, I love you, but you're falling off for those games. I don't care what you say. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, Law. Am I wrong, Law?
Man, you ain't wrong, bro.
And I love me some Lion, Law. Hold on. This ain't me getting at my Lion, because I ride for my Lion just like I ride for my quarterback, Law.
Yeah.
But eyes don't lie. I saw my quarterback make a bad decision. I saw my quarterback make an emotional decision in that playoff run because of CD is an emotional person as well. And I'm going to need CD. As much as my son is right here, he loves him some CD, I need CD to check his emotions, because his emotional state, and Law, you saw it. You can tell a lot by people's body language. So the safety was reading his body language and Dak's body language and said, damn, CD just went through a little tantrum, so Dak is definitely going to throw him the ball. What happened, Law?
Man, you definitely, man, you hitting the head. Man, you putting the nail, man, you the nail in the hammer, man. Shoot. I got no rebuttals to those things that you just mentioned right now, bro. I got nothing. All I can do is sit back and wait now.
And my last two things, Law, I'm going to put down is these are the two free agents I need my Cherry all in. Not all in the glory hole, Jerry. I need come out the glory hole, Jerry. I need you to go all in on free agency. I need Chris. What's the Chris Jones? That's a defensive tackle for Kansas City, right?
Yeah, 28 mil. I think that's his APY.
Is he not a free agent this year?
He may be, but they may put the tag on him. I don't know. They may negotiate.
Him and Derrick Henry. Because even Derrick, as I don't care if he's in the 7th season, the threat of a run.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to respect
we're
that.
down on the 2-yard line, and we have Derrick Henry in the back, and you still running reverses and passes and spreading them out wide? No, Law. Just the threat of him standing back behind Dak. That's going to change the mentality of our defensive. Whoever we're going up on defense, that changes mentality. Like, I'm going to have to stop the run first. They was never, ever worried about stopping the run first when it comes. Once we lost Zeke, they weren't worried about stopping the run first.
Right.
So I need the threat of that, Law. That's all.
Just bring the threat, man. That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? They used to call it the attitude adjuster. You see that 45, you sit there and say, hey, man, hey, I was just playing, man. Hey, man, God bless you, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? you know, that's all we need is the threat.
I ain't even got to cock it back, Law. I ain't even got to take the safety off.
Yeah.
I just pull the shirt up.
Yeah.
You see that 4 right
4-5. You know what I'm saying?
That attitude
but you know that 4-4 make sure all your kids don't grow though. But you know what? Appreciate you, man.
They don't want to be a club.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. VIP. You know.
You already know it is, Law. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. How damn Cowboys? No Slurpees, Law. No Slurpees.
Oh, my goodness, man. Yeah. None of those Slurpees, man. Yeah, this VIP, man. No Slurp gang over here. You know, I was going to play the swallowed button, but I don't want the TD people, man, to come after me again. I know some TD people coming after me, man. Just leave me alone, man, with my new drop, man. They say, hey, man, I got Poindexter, though, man, from the 409. You're live on the Nation. Brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
What's up, my man? Look, I just got the news. DQ to Washington.
Yeah.
And now we are looking for who's going to be the new defensive coordinator. We've already discussed, trying to get that front seven. And, I don't know the names and stuff and everything out there, but we need that energetic defense coordinator that's going to be hell-bent on stopping the run. Everything else comes after that. We've had, what was that? You have to earn the right to rush the passer.
Right.
No, you have to stop the run. Everything else comes after that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, we can stop the run. We can. No. The thing is to have that front seven that's going to stop. The front seven that put pressure down, that helps the passing attack because the quarterback, for one thing, whatever he does, he have to do it quick. With that front seven, he have to do it quick. Also, when we talk about this all in, that means going out there getting Derrick Henry. That means getting Devon White. That means getting the best players you can in the draft. That means getting that defensive coordinator that's going to stop the run. That's going all in. So I don't know what they're going to call going all in, but that's what I call going all in. What you call going all in?
It's going to first and foremost start with contracts because that's going to give you the resources, right, to go out there and get guys.
Yeah, get that guy.
Yeah. So we can sit back and enjoy. That's a pretty car. Oh, that's a nice car. I love that car. But what are you doing to get to the position to purchase that car? What plans are you making to get there, right? And you got to come up with a plan. You got to have the money. And the only way the Cowboys, unfortunately to those who are out there watching, is you're going to have to do it just that way. You have to extend something that you don't want to for those who don't like Dak. Or you're going to have to ultimately see Dak as a guy that can win you 10-plus games that need help in the playoffs. And that's the reality, too, that you're going to have to say to yourself. But you can't go into the mindset to say it's going to be all on Dak only and not extend him.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways or you get swallowed up.
Well, I tell you, now you want to sound technical. Oh, no, man. Oh, no. No, the thought that you just sidetracked me.
Yeah, that's just what it is. That's the only way. Right.
We've had this penny pinching thing, and you was on the final word. Y'all started talking about that blueberry pie and that apple pie. Please don't give me that pie analogy. Go out there and do what you have to do. Now I know one thing about the rich. The rich get richer. They're going to do whatever they can do to get richer, and they're going to try to keep everybody else poor. That's just the mindset. That's just how it is, And when you're in a business like pro football, winning, yes, that gives you the accolades and this and everything else, and ultimately you will be making more money. But for some reason, they holding on to this money, man. Like, they can't get, like you said, that's the yin and the yang.
Yin and the yang.
That's the yin and the yang. I think Jerry, we know from his history, that he would go out there and get, Dion out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go get him.
Go get it.
George Hurley out there. Oh, I'm going to go get him. You know what I mean?
That
These
Jerry.
niggas out here.
That Jerry, man. Jerry sees something. He gon' even from a personal situation, he saw that lady in the elevator. He said, "I'm gonna go get that one right there." Gene Jones looking like, "Wait a minute now, hold on." So Jerry, he sees something. He gonna go get it. Stephen Jones might send her an email, but Jerry gonna be over there knocking at the door like, hey, shorty, hey, I saw you, and we got tangible evidence of that too. By the way, I don't even have to say allegedly, But that's just Jerry, man. That's Jerry. He's a maverick. He gonna go and get the things that he want. But Stephen Jones got a governor on him. I appreciate you for calling in, Chief.
Oh, I got to say it before I go?
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, how about them, Dexter? Appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed, man. I got my brother from another mother, Darius, man. You're live from the 214, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me, bro.
I wanted to clarify the last time I called in. All I was trying to say was that with the draft strategy, I prefer not to draft projects in the first round. That's just me personally, because it's some about it that don't sit right with me. Like if you drafting a player that's gonna take 3 to 5 years to develop, but you draft them in the first round, it's like versus a player that's gonna come straight out and be a key contributor for your team straight out the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
To me personally, I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like it's based off of what your draft strategy is.
Right.
Me personally, I don't like doing that. The projects, I would rather draft them in the later rounds.
And let me just say this though, man, bro, I agree with you there. And for that clarification there, I 1,000,000% agree with you. Draft a guy that will be game day ready, versus the project guy. You can play around with that in the on the latter ends of the draft. So draft you the stud, the playmaker, the guy that made unbelievable things that happened even in college, and let's see what can shake from there. And if you have any reservations on your guys that's already on the team, dance into free agency. So I agree with you on that. Yep.
And in free agency and draft, they work hand in hand.
True.
Like you're not gonna be able to get everybody in the draft. You know what I'm saying? You just can't live off of that. Just me personally, just studying the NFL, free agency and the draft, they go hand in hand. You're not gonna get everybody out of free agency. You're not gonna get everybody out the draft. So you got to make them both work together. Now, Dan Quinn versus Mike McCarthy. Let me explain this to you guys. I feel like the defense, that's low-hanging fruit. When we talking about this team, the defense, it's the defense is the reason why we losing. We can't stop the run game. That's why we losing. Listen, people, I promise you going to see the type of team that we going to have now that we don't have Dan Quinn.
Okay.
The Dan Quinn's defense was based off of the secondary getting picks and turnovers, and for the front line to get sacks. His kryptonite was the run game. What Mike McCarthy liked to talk about is complementary football.
Yeah.
One hand washes the other. So, okay, if you know that that's his kryptonite, do something to help him fix whatever it is that his kryptonite is. Do something to help him fix it. That's called complementary football. So, did we do good at that? Like, so our head coach.
Let me ask you this. Who was ahead of each other? Was this if you just think about it, right? Overall, was this an offensive-led team or a defensive-led team?
But at this point, this year, it was more of the offense.
All right, in 2022, were we an offensive-led team?
Every last one of them was defense since Dan Quinn was here.
Okay, so in 2022, I would give you this. For the month of November, for the month of September and October, man, our defense is juggernaut, bro. Oh my goodness, man, our defense is doing all types of things. But it seems as if though, as it get colder, and if we get to the playoff, our defense kind of trickle away. And I'm gonna say this too, though. I'm gonna say this too, not to just jump in on you again. But even in that playoff game that we lost to the 49ers, how many sacks did we get? How many turnovers did we get? Did we get a scoop and score? Did our defense make any impact? Even though they held the 49ers to 19. What did our defense do?
Law.
What did our defense do in that game?
Point. Law. Come on now. And everybody said when they watched that game, hey, bro, the defense played well. And the defense was playing championship football. The defense played. Everybody was saying it.
Everybody was saying
it. The defense played well enough for the Cowboys to win.
All right, hold on. Before you go down that hole, the two teams that's in the playoffs now, they're still in the playoff now. It's in the Super Bowl. Did their defense throughout the entirety of the playoffs, did they force turnovers? Did they get interceptions? Did they get sacks? I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm talking about the 49ers.
They did.
They did. How come when we get to the playoffs, our defense can just only do good enough to stop a team from absolutely getting more than 19 points?
You know what?
But we don't get turnovers and stuff like that or sacks. What's going on with our defense, man?
Right. You're right with that. I didn't even look at it from that point.
Yeah.
You got me on that.
I ain't trying to be that dude like that. But keep going.
you got me on that. But my main thing is like, listen, guys, the defense, bro, that's low hanging fruit. If you listen, Mike McCarthy is the head coach of the freaking team.
True.
We running through coordinators. Y'all talking about everybody but the main person. Y'all not making the main thing the main thing.
I get you with that, with Mike McCarthy thing. Yeah, I do get you with that. Yeah.
So look, the attitude of the team, the discipline of the team, the attention to detail, and the communication of the team, fam. The Patriots won the whole Super Bowl based off of those three things that I just said. Malcolm Butler, the Super Bowl that they weren't supposed to win, attention to detail. This is all things. And guess what? We used to pray. I was about to say, we used to pray for picks back in the day when we had our old defense with Orlando Scandrick and Barry Church and all them. Like, bro, we used to pray for picks, and now we getting them like crazy. But I ain't going to go down that rabbit hole. My main thing is, listen, fam, attention to detail, discipline, the attitude of the team, that dog mentality, that dog attitude, all of that time management, situational awareness. Fam, that ain't no defensive stat. All of that falls on the head coach, man.
It do, man.
So I get
in closing.
I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to all the people that's on Dan Quinn ass. Listen, y'all looking at everything other than what y'all should be looking at, man. Y'all gonna run yourself down this rabbit hole talking about, it's the defensive coordinator, it's the offensive coordinator, it's this guy. No, it's Mike McCarthy.
So it's
Mike freaking McCarthy. So once again, guess what? All of y'all.
What we got?
Mike McCarthy is going to get fired this season because he sucks. If Jimmy Johnson was the head coach of this team, do you think that we would look the way that we look, even with Dan Quinn? Come on, man.
I mean, Jimmy Johnson, we probably be playing next week. But I appreciate you for calling it. Coaching do matter. Coaching do matter. And that right now, I'm not finna tell people, if you team Mike McCarthy, put him in the chat. Because at the end of the day, even the Jones family don't believe in him because he's on his last and final year of his contract, and they finna play that out, So, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, Darius. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, my birthday tomorrow, though, bro.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I'm going to send you a look.
I'm just messing with you, man. But, it is tomorrow, though. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I know, February.
Yes, it is, my guy Darius, man. Man, he said some good stuff, though. He said some good stuff about all of that, and we can look at it and say, some people can look at it and say, well, it starts with 4, right? And trust and believe. We can go back and forth talking about 4. We can talk about Mike McCarthy. We can talk about last year's Dan Quinn that was here. But ultimately, let's do this. Let's play this game. Who did you fear on our offense? Who did y'all fear on our offense ultimately? Who did y'all fear on this offense? CeeDee Lamb? Who else? And when you go and you start talking about Kansas City, you fear Travis Kelce. Off the jump, you were like, hey, man, I got to figure out how to stop him, the tight end. And granted, Jake Ferguson, that was his second year ever playing in the National Football League. So people still kind of like, all right, that's Jake Ferguson. I think that what Jake Ferguson doing in his second year are way ahead of even what Travis Kelce did in his second year. Lamb is who y'all fear. Oh, my God. Somebody said they fear Michael Gallup. The quarterback and Lamb, that was a two-man team, although we had Brandon Cooks. We had, what's his other guy's name? Gallup. A Turpin. Trying to see what y'all got over here. Dak, CeeDee, and Jake. Yep. Lamb and sometimes Ferg. That's how teams played. They didn't fear the run. There was no other element of, hey, man, look at this. And I'm not beating up Tony Pollard. That's not fair. That's not fair. But life's not fair. Tolbert. Yeah, nobody feared Tolbert. Let's go over to I got Swayze, and then I got East Coast Cowboy, and then I got my guy MJ. Let's go. Swayze, you're live on The Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
What's going on, Law? It's been a while. How's
yeah.
everything?
Yeah, everything's great. We still healing, though. We still healing a little bit.
Yeah, I was healing, but I just wasn't surprised. Like look at our GM. Like he looks 75 years old, even though he's 55. Stephen Jones. Like
he look older than his daddy. Yeah,
he look older than his daddy. But just to go across a couple of things because I haven't called in a while. When Jerry Jones said that we're going all in, I don't think he necessarily means free agency, and the reason why is because I do think that Dak Prescott negotiation is going to take a while based off past experience with the Jones family.
Yeah, right.
Dak's agent is also a shrewd businessman as well. He's gonna want to get the top money, which ultimately Dak Prescott does deserve based off last season. It might not be in the playoffs, but based off the regular season, he did deserve that. He had no running game. But at the same time, what I think Jerry Jones means is in the draft.
Right.
We're not going to get any project players, right? Like we're going to get players that are ready to play right now. We might get a running back in the second round, or we might get a short center in the first round. That's why I think what Jerry means by going all in is drafting players that are ready to play right now. Free agency, more than likely, we're not going to be able to get Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry is probably going to command $5 to $6 million a year.
His market value is 4.8. So yeah, normally they go up a little bit above that, but yeah, 4.3, 4.8. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna go up a little bit more than that.
If you cut Gallup, you free up $7 to $9 million.
Do you want to cut Gallup though? I mean, this is his second year outside of ACL injury. Gallup did look nice in the playoffs.
You can trade bait him.
Want to do that? Or
you can trade bait him. You can trade bait him and say, hey, look what he did in the playoff game, the biggest game of the year. You got a guy that can. Because here's our ultimate problem with wide receivers. We got one true number one wide receiver, and the rest of them are threes. I'd like Brandon Cooks, but I think that he's like your third target. I like Jalen Tolbert, but I think he's a third wide receiver. I like Gallup, but I think he's your third option. I don't see a number two. I don't see a solid number two. And there's no offense to those guys. I don't see a solid number two wide receiver. How do you feel about that? How you feel about that?
Maybe it's just me, but I still do think that Michael Gallup has the capabilities to be a number two. I just think that ACL injury, rehab, everybody rehabs a little bit different. And also, I don't think it's a lot of times Dak wasn't looking at Michael Gallup.
True.
He has every right to because you got Brandon Cooks, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Ferguson. So I don't think Gallup had the amount of looks as he had in his past career.
True.
So, I do think he has the potential to still be a number two. I just think that it's just another year of him coming off the ACL injury. And, for instance, that playoff game, he did look good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's one of the only ones that stepped up in the playoffs. when he's getting a look.
Because you know what? They rolled coverage Lamb way, and they said, hey, at all costs, let's bracket Jake. So your release valve had to be Gallup, and I think Gallup did a phenomenal job in that game as your third option. But now if you're gonna move him to being the number 2 option, then look. It's a very tricky situation, but you can have the ability to save $7 to $8 million. What would be more valuable to this team, a Gallup or a Henry?
Obviously, a Henry would be more valuable, but I just think that if the running back from Michigan, I like.
Woo! Yeah, I love him.
You get a running back in the you get a running back in the second and third round, and you don't have to pay him $4 or $5 million a year. You could pay him $2 million a year, and you're getting a younger running back that's going to have less carry. Like Derrick Henry had, I think he had 3,500 carries. Not 3,500 carries. Yeah, I think he had since his high school career, like going to high school, college, NFL career, he had over 3,500 carries. You think Derrick Henry got a little bit left in the tank? Like, you got to think about that. Like,
here's what I want to do, Swayze. I want to look at a running back from an aspect even coming out of college. I want to pair him with someone. I don't want him to be the lead back. Just like I like what Jahmyr Gibbs did this year, right? I love what Bijan Robinson did, but I love what Bijan Robinson would do if he was just paired up with someone and not get all of the bulk of the carries there. So I look at it from that aspect. So even if we get the kid from Michigan, even if we get the kid from Florida State, I would love to just pair him up with a veteran running back and be a dual threat running back situation there for us.
I do think so. So you don't like Tony Pollard? Like, you don't think Tony Pollard is going to stay? Obviously, he's not going to get $10 million, but he probably would be okay with 3-4. Like, you don't think Tony Pollard should stay, or you think?
I think I'll prefer to convince Henry to come for 3 to 4. I think you can do that because he lives here in Dallas. During the off season, he works out with Sanders Fitz. He expressed that he would love to play for the Cowboys in the past. I'm not trying to say that he would go for an ultimate discount as a vet minimum, but he is long in the tooth. But you can throw some bread his way, and then if Pollard want to come back on a cup of coffee deal, I wouldn't mind having all of those running backs here. But yeah. You still draft a running back, but you still look into the fact that if you can bring in Henry with those 12 touchdowns that he had last season, averaging 4.2 yards per tote, and that's with a loaded box, I would think that he would cook and get busy even more with a CeeDee Lamb in the backfield and even with Brandon Cooks in the backfield and whoever else you have here. I think that he would still be able to eat even more than what Pollard did.
I do agree with you on that, so I'm not gonna argue with that. I think that's a valuable option.
Yeah.
But also, I would like to talk about the Dan Quinn situation too.
Yeah.
I think we do this every year as Cowboys fans because we know who the actual GOAT, like the scapegoat, is supposed to be, and we have no control over it. It's almost like we say, all right, we can't get mad at the head coach because he's going to stay here. You can't get mad at the quarterback because he's going to stay here.
Yeah.
You can't get mad at the GM because he's always going to stay here. So who's the next person to get? Oh, Dan Quinn. Even though Dan Quinn never had a line, like they never gave Dan Quinn a linebacker. They just gave him LVE. That's it. They never gave him a true linebacker. So as a defensive coordinator, in my opinion, I thought Dan Quinn did a hell of a job. He had no linebackers for the whole year. Think about that. He had no linebackers for the whole year, and they wouldn't give him no linebackers.
Now, here's what we used to say too, though. If anybody got their toys, was Dan Quinn, right? We used to say, hey, when Mike McCarthy gonna get some weapons? And then when he did it, he got Schoonmaker. I'm sitting there like, dude, that's working backwards, Mike. He shouldn't have got Schoonmaker. I would rather for them to get somebody another toy for Dan Quinn. But yeah, I agree, but I also disagree, right? Because Dan Quinn, even though I can't fault Marquise Bell for how he played. That was his first year playing linebacker, and he did a phenomenal job for that transition. But he was very much so undersized. And I think that the Cowboys with packages didn't do enough, and he had to bang on the table. I'm quite sure that he knows more defense than the front office, right? He should have been cheerleading and saying, hey, we need a real linebacker in here instead of having a weak side linebacker playing Mike, right? And that is Damone Clark. So when LVE went down, the Cowboys should have picked up the phone or banged on the table enough to bring in a legitimate Mike linebacker to solidify this defense.
Yeah, to me, I think Dan Quinn, in my opinion, just based off me hearing about the people on the inside, Stephen Jones, he just I'm just hearing from the people in the front, inside the office, like he's hard to work with.
Yeah,
like, it's times where people offer him a trade and he wouldn't know who the player is. He don't know who the players are around the league. Like I'm sure Dan Quinn probably mentioned it, but again, this is a corporate structure. You can only do so much. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it is his job, and if I'm getting paid millions of dollars to put a Band-Aid on the pig or put lipstick on the pig, I guess that's my job. I'm already gonna get a head coaching job, so let me just get through this year and do a decent job until I can run my own show. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But also, just before I get off the phone, I know everyone wants Mike Zimmer. I know everyone wants to do from the Titans. Remember, I've been right for the past couple of years. Go try to get Steven Belichick, Bill Belichick's son. This is the next generation. It was Kyle Shanahan. Then it was the other young coaches. The next defensive genius that I see, and if you hear people from the inside, who's next up, go get Steven Belichick as your next defensive coordinator. That's the young coach you should be getting as the next up, like the crown prince. I'm telling you. Remember I said that.
All right, I'm gonna go look up his resume and everything. Yeah. All I remember is Steve Belichick. He used to have that mullet. You know, he'd be on the sideline there. So yeah, man, you might be on some Swayze. Appreciate you, man, for that insight right there. Thank you for calling in, bro.
All right, see you, Law. Take care.
No doubt, man. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Thinking outside the box, man. Vrabel will be my guy. Look, I would take Vrabel over Joe Whitt Jr. right now. But Joe Whitt Jr., since it's one of those, end of the year type of deals, Joe Whitt, his name sound like, man, you seen that Joe Whitt defense? He sound like a guy that's going to have some good defense. And Joe Whitt Jr. Comes from good coaching background, and I'll dive into Steve Belichick in a few. But Joe Whitt, father, Joe Whitt Sr., is a Hall of Fame coach in the collegiate area, and he specializes in linebacker stuff. So I'm not saying that just because the daddy know linebacker that the son, but we will find out, man, where this team will look like with just a different voice in the field. On top of that, just to make this, because I wanted to have this rebuttal for my guy Darius, is this right here, and it hit me. A lot of people are only crediting Dan Quinn for the turnovers that we're getting from these DBs, etc. But I wanted to tell you guys that turnover stuff, it didn't start only in 2021 and 2022 and 2023. It absolutely started in the pandemic year, the 2020 year. Keep in mind, that was a year that even Trayvon Diggs' rookie season, I think he had 3 or 4 INTs, literally dropped a few, could have had 5 or 6. So I'm going to tell y'all, that comes from what I know, just different kinds of caliber of defensive coaching as far as the defensive back coach. So y'all pay attention to that too. Granted, we did have a historically bad defense, but we were, I believe, top 5 or top 6 in turnovers that year, or taking the ball away, which we were not accustomed to from the previous years. I got East Coast Cowboy, and then I have my guy MJ. Let's roll. Let's go. East Coast, you're live, man. Talk to me, man.
Yo. What's happening, Law? Good to talk to you again, man.
Good to talk to you, man. Everybody's great over here, man.
That's good. Family's doing well?
Yeah, man, one day at a time, man. That's how we got to take it, bro. You know, but we okay.
Yeah, I know that. I know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm at work on the grind, but I ain't going to keep you. My biggest thing is the thing what we talk about Dan Quinn. I mean, I look at it like this. I think it's more like cultural than anything, because we got the players.
Right.
But my thing is, it's like, who do you really blame? Because I hear a whole bunch of, who do we blame? Do we blame Dan Quinn or do we blame Jerry Jones? Because, I mean, linebackers, we had linebackers. I mean, but I think it was more or less they didn't fit Dan Quinn's scheme.
Right.
Because you figure, if you look at it, I mean, it's like you had Harper, you
right.
had Evans, we had linebackers. So I mean, they can't say that we didn't have no linebackers. I mean, we had linebackers that come straight down the line. I mean, you had linebackers who could cover. It's just that I don't think that they had enough playing time. And it's like, when you moving things around, that's the part that bothers me, because it's like you got a scheme. This is what I'm saying. Instead of trying to fit the scheme around your players, why don't you fit your players? Make sure it's something that your players do.
Right.
Like, prime example. Why would you bring a down there to be a linebacker when you got a linebacker?
Right. Ooh.
That don't make sense to me.
Hey, right now the most popular thing to do right now is food reviews. There's a guy by the name of Keith Lee. He goes around and tastes food from your mom and pop's businesses or from your lower end businesses, not necessarily your chain restaurants or the most popular ones, right? So what he does is he goes in and he critiques a food. And there could be sometimes a team of food cookers be lacking marketing skills or lacking certain ingredients or doing too much. And he will give his open, honest opinion of foods, right, on how they prepare it. So sometimes when we sit back and we look at everything, what Dan Quinn brought to the table, culture, I love it. He's a very interpersonal, personal guy. He's a great communicator, right? He does pretty well with talking with assertiveness. You know, he was able to spit his mind and people gravitated to that. But some of the things that he did negative on, and it followed him. It's the same thing he did in Atlanta with thin, razor blade, thin linebackers, right? So he needed more meat right there, pause. But he needed more flavoring and seasoning right there. And he never did that because he was satisfied with his dish of safeties playing linebackers. And you can only get by for so long.
Yep. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because that's what I said. So, I mean, it's like, who do you blame? Or was it the fact, like I said, once again, his scheme? Because you got Wanye Thomas, and then you got Israel Mukwamu.
No. Who do you blame is basically
what you call him was stayed too long. What's the guy?
Number
one, Curse. I think he stayed.
He stayed too long, right?
He had to do so. Yeah, he stayed too long. He stayed way too long.
So you blame the ingredients that you have, right? The personnel that you have.
Exactly.
You got to be a person that sees all of this and said, okay, if I'm going to be the food critique guy, if I'm going to critique the food, I got to be open and honest with them. And the Cowboys never were open and honest with themselves. When we lost the game against the Cardinals, the way you lost in that particular game shouldn't have shown up again. But it's shown up again because of the kind of way of you was cooking that particular defense, right? Or the meal. And that is the problem right there. And Dan Quinn, as the overseer, he should have been like, hey, I'm going to call the front office and let them know that we can't play this way because we're getting gashed. We need to make some type of movement. Now, the other end of it, I don't know whether or not he made that call because I'm not inside like that. Yeah. And I don't know whether or not when he made that call to Stephen Jones said, nah, man, we just going to have to cook with what I give you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Dan Quinn came up with. You know, I don't know. That's the unknown. But we'll see what he do with the Washington.
That's the unknown.
Yeah,
and that's the unknown, like you said. And now, even with him playing with Washington, my thing is, I'm looking at it like this. Even though Dan Quinn might know the offense and he might know the scheme, but it's still the players. And I think Joe Whitt Jr., I think he's going to be in a good position.
Well,
because he do have background history as far as, like you said, his dad. And he's been around the block. I mean, people don't really know too much about him. But, man, Joe Whitt Jr., he's a good coach. He's a good coach. He couldn't really. It was Dan Quinn's party, if you will.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, East Coast, man. Like I said, we got a West Coast Cowboy and we got an East Coast, man. So you represent the East Side, man. But appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, I represent the East Coast. They're over there in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
No doubt, man. Continue to do your thing, bro. Salute.
God bless, man.
Yes, indeed, man. It's East Coast Cowboy. Yeah. That'll be so dope, man, if he continue to grow his channel and grow his stuff of what he do. And there'll be a West Coast Cowboy, East Coast Cowboy, It'll be funny. But I got my brother from another mother, MJ from the 206. You're live in the mix, man. Talk to us, bro.
What up, man?
Nothing much, man.
Bro?
Nothing much, man. All is well. I see they got rid of your boy, Dan Quinn. So no more safeties playing linebackers. No more getting rid of your big boys down inside. Maybe he sabotaged that for sure because he knew that he was going to get a chance to coach Jabril Cox as well as John Ridgeway, and he was just planning his whole mastermind to get back over there. See, that's what he did, huh, MJ?
Yeah. You see that? He got all the 3 big guys he wanted.
He got the guys that he wanted. He got rid of them, made them go to Washington. Yeah.
I'm telling y'all.
He's a snake.
And he got that corner that he wanted.
Yeah.
The first round pick they got Washington.
Yeah. Emmanuel. Yeah.
So he got the people he wanted, and he went in there and told them. Probably said, the Cowboys, I wanted big D tackles, which he lied. You know what I'm saying? He did some, but they weren't going to hire him. They wanted the Detroit guy. Detroit guy turned it down. And the Detroit guy might know something, y'all. Did you know that kind of funny?
Ben Johnson, yeah. He said,
He said, once he gets fired, I could go take over that offense.
Yeah. Here's the craziest thing, though. The Detroit success also made the Cowboys think of this because Dan Campbell was a guy that was here at one point in time. He came from the Bill Parcells administration. Guess who else was from the Bill Parcells administration that's thinking about making that leap on coaching in the NFL after next year?
Who's that?
Jason Witten.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to formalize. They're trying to formalize a team. From what I heard, just rumor mill right now, and some close sources. They want to get Jason Witten to be the head coach of the Cowboys, and they bring in Bill Belichick as the defensive coordinator, or Mike Vrabel. They already rubbing. They're doing the Birdman hand rubs because think about it. Jason Witten is from Tennessee. Mike Vrabel was right there in Tennessee. They got some close connections, man, that's going on, that's brewing. So I wouldn't be surprised, man, at all for the 2025 season that you see Jason Witten as your head coach of the Dallas Cowboys and your defensive coordinator could be, dare I say, Mike Vrabel or Bill Belichick or Steve Belichick or et cetera. We go ahead.
Did he? How was he coached with a college team or what?
I think Dre Maddox says he coaching a high school team. Did they win the championship there, y'all? Did they win the championship there, that high school team? I know he turned the program around, and he hold those boys accountable. Jason Witten, one of them spitting coaches. He spit at you. He ain't a reserve coach. He's a spit.
He like Dan Campbell.
I don't know if he's gonna bite the kneecaps off, but he might get a scalpel or a machete or something and cut those kneecaps off.
Yeah, because everybody, our defensive coordinator, he let the Cowboys down, man. He know it. Everybody know it. And then I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all bragging on Al. Al got a part of that too. Because he had the corners playing 10 yards off. That is bad, man. That is bad.
One thing I'm going to tell you about this with Al Harris. He taught one good thing, get them heads around to that ball and attack the ball while it's in there. Remember, the other DB coach was like, attack the hands. He was a hands guy. Just attack the hands. If you beat, just fight for the hands. I do like the way Al Harris teach, attack the ball, get body in phase, stay in phase, and attack the ball. Get your head around the ball. And if you go out there to Oxnard again, you can just hear him yelling, "Get your head around!" You know what I'm saying? And yelling. You know, he like Big Game James to a degree. You know, and they kind of favor each other. But yeah. He kind of like Big Game James a little bit on that.
In Israel, if you listen, McCombo need to say, man, tell Al, hey man, I run a 4.4. Did you see me playing college with Horn, brother? I was one of the best corners in college. I'm playing corner, bro. I'm not playing safety. I'm going for that third corner position. You gotta let them know. Cause you got the secondary ain't gonna be the problem. You get that middle covered, and them linebackers, some big fast linebackers like you're supposed to. You said, he hated on my boy Harper. Still got me hot over that.
Yeah.
Now, if the Cowboys fix that defense and had a defense playing like that, playing like the Kansas City defense and Baltimore defense, then they got something. And then put big ball, put number 66 at center. Y'all, that's your all-pro center that play nasty. And then drop that left tackle. But like I say, you still bring the veterans. Tyrone gonna come back. Bring Lyle back. They all gonna be happy because they want to win. They know this is it. And God don't bring them back. And you got backups, and your offensive line will be ready with that new kid and Richardson. I seen Richardson, and get rid of that big. Get rid of the tall guy. The 6'8" always hurt.
Right.
Don't bring him back.
In closing, man. In the words of Scott Walker and my guy, Uncle Charles. You know they love to say in closing, but in closing, man.
Uncle Charles pissed off.
I know.
You know that.
But in closing,
we just gotta. Now the guy you got McCarthy. Got to have better running plays. And I will, like you say, I want Big 22 from Tennessee. That will help that Prescott a lot.
Yeah.
Now you got a thumper, and then man, come on, that offense will be dangerous, man. Because you got the receivers. If they do that, fix that middle on the deep, and McCarthy call the right plays and bring Big 22, you got something. You got a chance.
No doubt.
All the way.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for landing the plane, bro. Thank you. That's my guy MJ, man. Yeah. Normally he's more combative, but he done chilled out. You know, normally he would be combative about, you know, his front office people. But, you know, shout out to my guy MJ. All right, so we down to the last 3 callers here, man. 4 callers here. I see 4, 2, 3 here. But I got Queen, Coach AJ, and Glenn Law. And we're going to try to get on up out of here, y'all. Appreciate all of y'all. Let's make it quick, about, 1 point, and then we'll get on up out of here if y'all can, if y'all don't mind. All right, Queen Cowboy, you're live from the 910. You are in, Queen. Talk to me. And I appreciate you, too, for all that you do for the nation.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, lady?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to everyone that's been calling in and everything. And one of the things that gets me is that you have so many people that listen to the 3- and 4-letter networks and stuff like that. And it's like they're parrots. They just parrot everything that those people say, and it tickles me so much. I mean, where's your own thought? I guess you don't have to pay for these things. No. Oh, okay.
Okay. You a little muffled there, Queen, and I can barely hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
It's a little bit better, a little bit better there.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, you sound great now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's like our fans. A lot of us parrot what those 3- and 4-letter networks say. Quite a bit, and
right.
It's just like are we all watching the same stuff that's going on? Dan Quinn, I am glad that he's gone.
Yeah.
He was stifling
the defense. I don't understand why, it's like people didn't watch the games or something, because we got in those big games, and it would be like, he wouldn't change the defense. He wouldn't change the way that he was doing things. He would, keep the same defense, even though he saw that what he was doing was not working. And so I'm glad he's gone. We need somebody new in here. I'm sick of playing games, and I hope that Jerry and them are serious about going all in this season. And that's all I got. Let them hang, Cowboys.
Let them hang. And Queen, do me a huge favor. If you can comment something in the chat so I can move you as a mod. I don't know what happened. So if you can comment something in the chat, then we'll be able to add that to you, because I know you mentioned that earlier. Thank you so much for calling in. You have a good one.
You're welcome. And if I don't talk to you tomorrow, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much, Queen. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, Queen, hit me up with that good birthday gift, and I really appreciate that so much. Coach AJ, Dan Glenn, let's get it in. Coach AJ, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
My brother, your birthday when?
Tomorrow, man, February 2nd, man. It should be a historical day. Everybody should be out of school.
I was the 29th this Monday.
Okay, happy birthday, man. Aquarius is in the house, man. Come on with it.
Hey, yeah, but first of all, I have one thing to say to the Three-Letter Network. They want you to lose. They want you to divide. That's why they keep preaching that same thought. Go on over there. Cut him. Cut him. Cut him. That's what they want you to do. Hey, start over. Go to zero. It's easy to build a team without a quarterback. It's easy to build anything. Just land the plane. No, don't land the plane. You don't need a pilot. Just go with zero. That's what they want.
Think about this. Think about this, Coach. The Washington team haven't been competitive since they got rid of Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins trash. Kirk Cousins terrible. And what they did since Kirk Cousins, they've been looking for a quarterback ever since then.
And that's what Minnesota's about to find out.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to point how shitty your quarterback is, because he's not my quarterback. And the four-letter network won't cut Cousins. Now all of a sudden he's gone for the season. Oh, it wasn't that easy to find that replacement.
Right. He didn't get back to the playoff, didn't he?
You didn't get that replacement. Kind of like Andy Dalton. He's the rightful. He's going to do this. He's great. We gave him $10 million. He's cheaper. What happened when we got halfway through the season?
Man.
You could have chirped all day long. The crickets were quiet. It was like you went out to the pastures with the bulls and the flies. Even the flies went away because they said, we can't smell that stuff no more. We can't say that stink. That Mississippi mud, that stick to you.
Yeah.
They couldn't stick it to you no more because you already fell for it. That's what they want you to do now. Just destroy your team. Go ahead. Like you said, we need a linebacker. We need a Derrick Henry. If you're not going to give me a Derrick Henry, then go get one in the draft. But you better bring one that can run, not pip, not when it's third and inches, he fumbles, or I understand there's going to be fumbling.
Yeah, right.
But dang, when you got one little dang cornerback blowing you up and you don't get in on an arm tackle, come on, man, that just shouldn't happen. Ezekiel Elliott would have punished the little cornerback. You're supposed to be 5'10", just as good. You're making $10 million, but nobody said a word. But the Three-Letter Network got you convinced you didn't need that guy. You gave away 12. Those 12 scores this year sure would have looked a lot easier, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah.
See, that's some stuff that we don't think about. They want us to fight. They want Parsons' brother to talk. They want CD's mom to talk.
Yeah.
Now look at her. She over there, everybody's over there spitting at her. You can't find her now. You know why?
Yeah.
Because she has to go say, wait a minute, I can't get paid if we don't have a quarterback. Who's going to throw my son the ball? You remember what we had when we didn't have that quarterback for those 5 games?
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb wasn't eating too well, was he?
Oh, he
was
wasn't,
struggling, and we were averaging 17 points. Our fans still thought that it would be a good idea to keep averaging those 17 points.
Yeah.
Well, that's good if you got the Ravens defense and the Chiefs defense. They shut you down. There was no points. The Chiefs didn't get any points in the second half, but the Chiefs defense didn't give up the 10 the whole game. Can you say we can do that?
Man, see, they don't look at it from that angle, you know, and they only look at it.
We got to evaluate the whole ship, not just part of it. If the bottom half of your ship is sinking, you still gonna sink, folks.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, your program is the best, man. It is the best. Say, brother, happy birthday. I'll check your thing after 3, okay?
Oh, okay. I appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah, I seen you something special.
Oh, okay. I thank you so much.
Hey, man, have a God-blessed day. Don't listen to the networks, man.
Don't
Stay
y'all
away
do
from
it,
Stephen A.
Pauses.
He going to have no hurt, and he going to still be talking about the Cowboys.
He get that lined up, too. That's crazy. I appreciate you, Coach, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Bye.
Good call from him, man. I'm going to play a clip when we finish up all of these phone lines. And we gonna need to listen with our ears, right? And see where good coaching comes from. Glenn, man, you're live on the Nation from the 202, man. What's new?
Hey, what's good, Law? Happy birthday to you. Happy early birthday to you. Your birthday's tomorrow?
Yes, indeed. Tomorrow. Going to Perry Steakhouse, man. We're going to have a great time over there, man. We're going to try to do it up. You know how it goes.
All right, good for you. Good for you. Happy birthday, and thanks for all you do. I got to tell you, this, your program, man, it's like therapy. I can't get this anywhere else because nobody understands Cowboy talk like we do, and we see things people don't see. So I really appreciate all you do. It really is like therapy in the tough times when we take some of these losses. But listen, right. I am glad that we're moving on from Dan Quinn. I got to tell you, one of your callers was really one that kind of opened up my eyes looking at Dan Quinn. I think his name is MJ. I think he just called a couple callers ago. He was the first one that was like completely out on Dan Quinn.
Yeah, he was.
Earlier in the season, and here's the thing, and I'm not saying anything you don't already know, but unfortunately, Dan Quinn kind of was a one-trick pony, and this is really no knock on him, or maybe it is, but the whole thing of replacing linebackers with safeties, all he's trying to do is basically keep speed on the field so that when he plays man-to-man, his linebackers don't get routed up by running backs,
right,
or other outlets, so that they're a lot stickier than linebackers are in coverage. That's his whole scheme, if I can put it in a nutshell. The problem with that is, well, there's good and bad, because when you're blowing teams out, you get a false sense of achievement, right? Because when it works, you feel great. The problem is a lot of these coaches we were going up against stink, and they don't understand that you don't try to. You run at speed, right? You don't run around speed. So a lot of these teams, they didn't really run the ball because they got too far behind. So Dan Quinn never had to stop the run. He just was counting on your offense giving up on the run. But when they don't give up on the run, or the team gets ahead of you, you have no counter. So you're a one-trick pony. And a lot of teams figure that out. The bad ones can never figure it out. The decent ones figured it out. And then they end up looking like geniuses, which is what happened with that Packer game. So my question to you, and you would know this more than I do, I don't know much about Joe Whitt Jr., but what I don't want is a Dan Quinn clone. I prefer someone coming from the outside as a defensive coordinator, because they're going to have a healthy respect
how will you
for
sell
linebackers.
How will you sell that to that person? What would you guarantee them if they move their family and their friends and everyone, or their program, I meant to say, to Dallas? How would you write that contract for 1 year?
Well, and see, and that's the side of the business that I guess I probably don't get, because you're right. To get someone to do that, even if it is a quote unquote promotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're still going to need some guarantees when you have a head coach on a 1-year contract. The proverbial writing's on the wall, so that's probably highly unlikely
right.
that you're going to get that. But that's just my preference. I would, and I don't know, maybe that's a good question for you to answer. Does Joe Whitt Jr. fall into the same philosophy when it comes to linebackers, or does he have a more traditional instinct when it comes to, hey, at some point you got to have a base defense that's actually
I think that Joe Whitt, I think he cut his teeth with Don Capers' defense. I think that he comes from that tree. I could be wrong. Somebody can help me out in the chat, but I think that he was more of a different philosophy and principle base. Now, he is a guy that even Charles Woodson credited him to becoming one of those guys. They made him a complete all-around DB, which is good. Now, he did coach under Dan Quinn for Atlanta, but I think that was only for like a half of a year or something like that. But I don't know as far as the overall team would look like with Joe Whitt, but I think that it would be better to have someone in-house and then add in other pieces versus trying to bring someone outside for a 1-year deal, unless it's like a Mike Vrabel, where you can have future promises of saying that, hey, I'm bringing you in, but I'm bringing you in to be really the head coach, but can you be the DC for 1 year? And then Mike McCarthy be looking at this whole move like, oh, you going to do this to me? Oh, you going to do this to me? Mike McCarthy is a little bit wiser than a Coach Wade Phillips. See, Wade Phillips didn't see that. Yeah. Wade Phillips should have seen that when they hired Wade Phillips, and then they hired Jason Garrett, but they hired Jason Garrett with the same amount of money. So Wade Phillips should have been like, hey, hold on now. Even a principal in a school got to be the highest paid person, right? So because that's how the structure is, right? So that should have been the also principal philosophy, even with the confines of the Cowboys organization. You can't have two masters there, and that's what happened. Or you can't have two leaders. So, yeah. I think Joe Whitt Jr. will probably be your best fit from within.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Thanks for taking the call. I know you put in a lot of work, and I really appreciate you giving me a chance to chime in. Talk to you later.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Good call from him, man. That's my guy, Glenn Law. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank those who tried to get in but couldn't get in. I thank each and every last one of you all for being part of the nation. Get back with y'all tomorrow. For those who want to call in to the show, salute to Rogue Shop for being one of the presenting sponsors of these type of videos. Check out rogueshop.com. The information is in the description box, and when you check them out, use promo code LAW for any discounts there. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Prize Picks for also being one of the sponsors of this particular episode and beyond. I really appreciate them for all what they do. Prize Picks, you can utilize Prize Picks for your selective needs. Just go to prizepicks.com and they will match up to $100 on your first $100 deposit, and use promo code LAW. I just use promo code even if y'all go to Walmart, then use promo code LAW. It still might circle back to me, man. So if y'all want to help the nation out, just use promo code LAW anywhere and everywhere that you go. And I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for your support. And last but not least, man, be sure to jump in on Rogue Shops. They're giving away $100. And the giveaway, I believe, is either on February the 5th or the 6th. It says 4 days from now. So in 4 hours, be sure to check that out. And then when you win that $100, take your lady out to a nice restaurant. Don't worry about anything. Take out to a nice restaurant for $100, man. And do something nice, and then send me the pictures, man. Send me the pictures of where y'all went out to eat on Valentine's Day. Or if you're a lady that went, take your husband or your man and them's side piece, whatever, take them out to eat somewhere nice, and send me pictures, fair and balanced over here. Appreciate everybody, I said side piece, but y'all to get what I'm saying. And somebody say, hey, man, wait a minute now. I ain't better be no side piece. Broke play, raw room. Appreciate you, JB. Sacrifice, don't give up and fight. Everything will be all right. Yes, indeed. Patrice, appreciate you so much for calling, for texting that in. I want to play this. I haven't even cleared it, but I'm going to see if I can play it. Shout out to my guy, Dominique Whitt. He's out there at the Senior Bowl. I think he's doing a great job, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can play this, man, because I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. I said this right here. Modern day fans often just criticize the quarterback without considering the impact of coaching, running game, or defense. Their perspectives tends to only focus solely on the quarterback and winning these games. I want to play this clip. I'm going to put some cover over it just in case. I want y'all to listen to what old boy was talking about in this clip. I want you guys to listen to this, man.
So here we are again, same time next year. The Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl.
That's it, baby.
Listen, y'all.
Troy Aikman started the game, but he clearly was not himself.
Aikman, straight drop. Here comes Bruce. He steps up deep ball to the middle. It's intercepted. And the Buffalo Bills have come to play in this Super Bowl. Come on, let's go. Keep your head in the ball game. Let's go.
Let's coach
Despite their tactical advantage, the Cowboys produced only 2 field goals by halftime and trailed 13-6.
But nobody was panicking. Jimmy seemed pretty calm.
We
Listen
came
up.
out of that locker room like game busters.
Halftime.
We felt like that if we were going to get back in the game, it had to be with Emmett because Troy wasn't at his best. And that's exactly what we did. We fit it to test. We felt like that if we were going to get back in the game, it had to be with Emmett because Troy wasn't at his best.
Y'all heard that?
And that's exactly what we did. We fit it to Emmett and took it down the field. The Cowboys gave the ball to Smith 7 times on an 8-play drive.
Smith for 9, Smith for 3, Smith
7
for 8,
times.
Smith for 7.
I don't know if y'all could y'all hear all of that. I know y'all should have been able to hear all of that. What I'm getting at is that's a complete team. I'm not trying to put cover over Dak Prescott. I'm not even trying to put cover over any of these guys. But ladies and gentlemen, you do not win that game if you don't have Jimmy Johnson. You do not win that game if you only thinking that the quarterback got to save everything. Many of years pass by, people going to credit the quarterback and say, hey, he's the greatest of all time. He got 3 Super Bowl rings. I get all of that. But they would leave out what took in order for them to get over the hump in that particular game. Defense, run game. The quarterback was playing terrible. It took the adjustment from the coach. But also the coach had to keep firm and tell everybody it's okay. He had to have that calm demeanor. There's a time to be calm on the sideline, and there's a time to be furious. But through the process of it, he was furious. Come on, get up there. You can make a better play. But leading out to halftime, he's calm, cool, and collected. But modern day fans, they would say literally, the quarterback is trash, man. Quarterback is terrible, man. They left out James Washington. Yeah, Gallup. Yeah, James Washington on that little deal. Yeah, he made some plays. Appreciate you, Cedric. Appreciate you, Drunk Dak Lover. Thank you. Drake Maddock, appreciate you. The only coach that gave us that was Jimmy Johnson. You could argue Bill Parcells. Barry Switzer, he just had the keys to the Ferrari. That man can scoop. That man can scoop. But if it wasn't for the pre-coaching influences from Jimmy Johnson, I don't think Barry Switzer would have been able to get that team to the Super Bowl and ultimately win it. I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy don't have the ability to win it for the 2024-2025 season. But in order for that to happen, you're going to have to do these things, and it's small things, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to do what my guy Rich said. And I think Rich was right.
They have to extend Dak Prescott. He's got 1 year left on his deal, and you can't franchise tag him. So the only way you can keep him is to extend him. You can't really build around him for this one all-in year because he's $59 million and change on the cap. You got to lower that number, and the only way to lower the number is to extend him. And he's worth it. Here's what I think he needs to do. And you have to extend Dak in order to have the room to do it. And I think this answers a lot of problems. You want to go all in, go sign Derrick Henry. Go get him. Put the star on the side of his helmet. Because that's what they're missing. They're missing somebody to take the damn pressure off the quarterback.
Here's the other thing. Even if you want to rebuttal to Derrick Henry, don't have the tunnel vision and only think of Derrick Henry can save this team. That's not, he's maybe saying that, but I think that he's implying that we just need a legitimate run game. Derrick Henry is available, but don't miss the meat worrying about the potatoes. Because that's what a lot of people going to think. Oh, the Cowboys can only win the Super Bowl if we go only get that particular person. No, collectively we need the fear of the run that's here. Now, could Tony Pollard for the 2024-25 season be better than what he was last season? Yes, he could be. He could be. But in actuality, you still need to pair him up with someone. If you bring back Tony Pollard for cheap or what have you, I think that's the play that the Cowboys are going to try to do anyhow. Be sure that in this draft that you draft someone to complement Tony Pollard. I only see Tony Pollard, and this is my opinion, as a Luigi, as a Robin, as a Nightwing. I see him as an ancillary piece that if you add in with someone else, that Tony Pollard could run. Just like the other caller said, Tony Pollard, wide receiver in college. Phenomenal weapon that can play in the backfield, that you can slide into the slot, which the Cowboys, for some strange reason, don't even use him in that way. Didn't even put Tony on a wheel route. That's a whole nother conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Even if the Eagles were real with themselves, Kenny Gainwell, the same person. Tony Pollard just a few shades better than Kenny Gainwell. Same type of run design, same type of guy that used to be a wide receiver, running back guy. Debo, he's those guys on steroids, right? That's a wide receiver that can give you wide back stuff, right? But it's how you utilize your weapons. When Debo runs those little small routes and he can't get it going, they put him on the end around. They get him in space. And then when they try to play him one way, they use him another. But you got to have that creativity in your back pocket. Sometimes for the life of me, even with Mike McCarthy, he gets stagnant. He gets stale. What happened to the motions? What happened of getting busy with your CeeDee Lamb in the backfield on the opening drive or in the first few series? Never let your players get cold. We have the craziest expectations here in Dallas land. We will get all of the talent, but then we don't have the other end of it as it relates to those who can call the plays. Or we will have the guy that can call the play, but then we'll put a governor on him and say, hey, let's not target this guy so much because we got to pay this man. We got to play political football. And it's been well documented, even with Amari Cooper, even with my guy Dez Bryant, even with Cole Beasley, even with CeeDee Lamb to a degree. Too much politics in football over here in Cowboys land when all we as fans want to see is us lift up that Lombardi trophy, and we want to see this team be competitive and compete. So that's what he's saying.
To help out Dak is to give him fewer throws that he has to make. Go.
Yes, we do have the talent. We do have the talent. We can't put, do the Cowboys have the talent question? We do have the talent. But we still need more talent. You get what I'm saying? You don't get 8 to 9 Pro Bowlers by mistake. You don't win your division by mistake. But when you get down to crunch time and you refuse to use the machine gun and you use only the machete, then that goes into coaching. If you refuse to lift up that entire team and give them motivation during the stretch, that's what Jimmy Johnson just did. Were the Bills talented? Yeah. Bills were a very, very talented team. One can argue that they were more talented than the Cowboys. But they didn't have a Jimmy Johnson over there. Jim Kelly can throw the hull off of that ball. His numbers are way ahead of Troy Aikman's. But that don't mean a hill of beans. Thurman Thomas will run crazy out there on the field. Andre Reed was very nice out there catching the balls and things like that. Bruce Smith, come on, man. I don't think that he was Charles Haley, but, man, Bruce Smith was very good, though. And he was homegrown there. You know, we had to go find Charles Haley. They had the talent, y'all. The Bills, boy, I love losing Super Bowl. They had the talent. They had more experience than us when we played them. Who they had? Marv Levy. Who was their coach? They wasn't prepared like us. They didn't have the motivator like us. They didn't have that guy that can pull things out of the mud like us. And that's what Jimmy brought to the table. Shoot. Ray T says, no, they didn't have a good. You put Jimmy Johnson on that Bills team, I guarantee you they'd have won at least one Super Bowl. I'm talking about we talking about the 80s and the 90s now. But y'all give it what I'm saying. Thurman Thomas was pretty good. Shoot, he lost his helmet. He lost his mind. Yes, indeed. Thurman Thomas was really good, man. Shout out to the Thomases. I know somebody gonna say, hey, man, he ain't Emmett. And here's the craziest thing too, even with the offensive line. On the Cowboys 90s offensive line, who was drafted in the first round? Shoot. Cowboys knew how to take a few things with that coaching philosophy and expound on it and add some of that, what that Kwame Brown called mama's cooking. They knew how. That's what coach is supposed to do. I love what my guy Coach Marv said. What great coaches don't run away from coaching. Man, they would take a dude, Nate Newton, who was overweighted, kicked around from Washington, and bring him over here, and all of a sudden, hey, they would take an undersized guy, coach him up real good, feisty. Shoot. What you think Jimmy would have been able to do with a Tyron Smith? Shoot, Tyler Smith, even a Tyler Biadasz? Shoot, Zach Martin? Shoot, Jimmy would have been able to get the best out of those boys. Oh, what Jimmy Johnson would have did with Tony Pollard. Ooh. Shoot. Oh, my goodness. What Jimmy would have did with Dak Prescott. I see you from the streets that cut Dak Prescott. See, you might be the ops. Because cutting Dak Prescott and getting nothing in return, you would eat $59.9 million, close to $60 million. How would that benefit your team? You see, he's speaking from an emotional aspect of it. How would that benefit your team and get nothing back in return? The contract says don't cut him. It don't make sense. At this point, it's equivalent to you got one final year on your house note and you say, nah, I ain't going to pay that final year, and you foreclose on your home. Is equivalent to you getting this beautiful home and you don't pay the property taxes. It's equivalent to you get to the last year of the contract or the payment cycle of your car and you don't pay the final years of it. It don't make sense. So you're going to have to ride it out, whether or not you're going to sit back and say to yourself, $59 million, let's just roll with that and see what it look like next year and keep the small pieces that you got, or you extend what you have. The only person with the blame to that are the Joneses, whether it's Stephen Jones, Charlotte Jones Anderson, Jerry Jones Jr., Jerry Wayne Jones, the custodian, Will McClay, the 3-letter, the 4-letter networks, they don't care. We will fight and say how bad the quarterback is, and we will fight and say how bad Tony Pollard is, but nobody going to consistently say the individual, because they're going to group them all under the Cowboys. At the end of the day, the Cowboys lost. At the end of the day, it's been 3 decades for the Cowboys losing. The players come and go. So many people don't understand, as above, so below. The fish rots from their head down. So it's going to start with the Joneses. It's going to start with them. And they are the one ultimately that can make the changes. So year in and year out, we as fans, like me and others, we've been supporting this team and rooting for this team before they even thought about buying the team. So no, we ain't going nowhere. When you are a die-hard fan and not the die-soft ones, You're going to die hard. It don't say DC for life for short. No. This is DC for life. And yes, we're going to talk glowingly of them when we do win. And we're going to talk bad about them when we do lose. That's just how it goes. Even God chastised the ones that he loved. And when the rain falls, it falls on the just and the unjust. The fickle fans cry and say they don't support the team, but they hear commenting. Cry and say they don't support the team, but they watch every game. That's just what they do. But the real ones, we're going to have to weather the storm. And we'll still be here because we were here before and after Ford was here. We was here before and after Jerry Jones is here. And we're not finna turn our backs. But there are some people who turn their backs. There's some people
swallowed
who
up.
got swallowed up.
Swallowed up. Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
They swallowing. That's okay. But we gonna still be here. We ain't running nowhere. Cause we understand. We know. Win, lose, or draw, we here. You cut us, we gonna bleed silver and blue. Some of y'all, you cut them, they might bleed that red stuff. Red and orange, whatever Kansas City Chiefs are. They might bleed green. They might bleed Eagles. They perpetrate. But we gonna be right here. We gonna be mad as hell, but we gonna be right here. And we're gonna throw them hands after they cut us too. Yo. Regardless of it, even if we are the clown show, you are entertaining the clown. And you are getting
swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
He's swallowing.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret.
Come on out the closet, fam. We know. That's okay. We apologize what your uncle did to you. We apologize what your auntie did to you.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret.
That's okay. We understand that you are hurt, and the only way that you can feel better is talking about us. But if that gets you off to keep you around, then you stay around.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret.
Yes, indeed. That's okay. Because at the end of the day, you're here watching greatness. And you're wishing that you could be in this seat. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless for you, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or poverty or famish or fame or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away, my friend, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty, DC for life, you can still get it. Let's go, baby. Let's get it one way or another. Let's go, baby. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Let's get it.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
Damn.
Shout out to you, Rev. We are the America's team, the most watched, the most hated. They can't stand us, but they tune in every Sunday. Let's go. Come on. I make the deal, have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
What should I say?
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Appreciate y'all. Come on. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play. Charge it to the game. I hope that this past season purge most of the fickle fans away, that they don't tune in no more to the Cowboys, that they don't go buy merch, and that they don't come out to Oxnard, that they don't go to the games. Let only the real fans come out, baby. What's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Come on. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer calling to legit. Allegiance to losers. I've been really in the field. Appreciate everybody with y'all support. Purge it, baby. Come on. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. I want me some boy. Kinda check this out. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome. Too many foes and clones. Until next time, DC for life, baby. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. Yeah, I've been really in the field. Let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Destiny arrives all the same.
Yeah. I hope, we all hope that they go and they find the Washington team to root for. You know. Until next time, if we offended anyone, charge it to our head, not our heart. But at the end of the day, let me play it one more time.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Woo! Salute. We out. Peace.